Martial Marine. This position is really bad, hard work, and being reprimanded by the old guys from the 5 elders. I don't want to be Martial Marine. Luo Cheng rejected Belliard without hesitation. Because Martial Marine was really bad, he wasn't interested in Martial Marine either. Instead of letting me be Martial Marine, give me some money, not much, and give me tens of billions of Baileys, and I can marry you as my concubine. Everyone nearby was speechless. How arrogant he must be to blatantly say that Martial Marine is bad, and even to call the 5 elders old. He even made celestial dragons his concubine. I don't know where Luo Cheng got this courage. In fact, Luo Cheng didn't take it to heart at all. In this world, after all, the strong are respected. His strength can already make him arrogant. As long as he is not arrogant to a certain extent, such as killing celestial dragons, everything is acceptable. Belliard is also increasingly interested in Luo Cheng. You're very nice, those Marines, like dogs, groveling and flattering me all these years. There are other men as well, there is no manliness at all, you are much better than those boys. The Marines were all speechless. If it wasn't for the fact that Belliard had the status of celestial dragons, how could they be groveling and have no points of their own? Luo Cheng was also amused, put one arm around Belliard, then put Belliadra in his arms, moving his hand down, and then held it tightly. Beauty, you have a very good eye. In terms of handsomeness, none of those celestial dragons can compare to me. In terms of beauty, none of the celestial dragons can compare to you. The two of us should be considered talented, otherwise we'll be together reluctantly and something will happen. The Marines' faces changed. Such unscrupulous ridicule of celestial dragons, you have to look at the occasion, aren't you afraid of celestial dragons to blame? Belliard was indifferent, and even smiled. You're right, since that's the case, then from today onwards, we'll be together, and tonight, I'll be waiting for you at home. After speaking, Belliard gently pushed Luo Cheng away, and left slowly. The figure was so perfect that Luo Cheng couldn't help but glance at it. Luo Cheng felt that his heart was moved, and he began to have ideas. It was time to find another one. Their old Luo family's genes are very good, 1 or 2 people can't bear it at all, and they have to find Belliard to share the pain. Belliard also looks very good, and should be able to withstand his explosive offensive. Both Marine and the Blackguard were stunned. This development is too fast, I didn't expect it to be done so quickly, and even agreed with each other. Are they not keeping up with the trend of the times? After Belliard left, Luo Cheng silently glanced at it, turned around and left. Help me to find out, where is the beautiful celestial dragons just now, where is her home? Adjutant Marine's face changed instantly. Sir, don't you really want to do something to celestial dragons? Celestial dragons are very noble and only allow internal marriages, not even Marines. Snapped. Luo Cheng slapped Adjutant Marine on the forehead. Am I the kind of person who can't walk when I see beautiful women? I'm just going to get to know each other at night, and then take care of each other's heart. And I'd leave quickly after playing and not marry her, so it shouldn't be against Celestial Dragon's code. What Luo Cheng said was righteous and awe-inspiring. The Marines were all speechless and wanted to slap Luo Cheng hard. Listen, is this human? What is meant by getting to know each other and taking care of each other's heart? It was clearly the body of Belliard. Also, just go away for fun, don't get married. Listen, is this what a normal man would say? This is clearly a scumbag behavior. Luo Cheng is also thick-skinned enough to actually want to be a scumbag. But they couldn't help Luo Cheng at all. Sir, then you are the residents of the Celestial Dragons, we are just ordinary Marines, and we have no way of understanding. Luo Cheng nodded, that's true. Then wait a minute, I'll ask her for a map and take care of her at night. Lieutenant Marine rolled his eyes. He also wanted to ask for a map. In his opinion, Celestial Dragons was clearly joking, and it was absolutely impossible to be with Luo Cheng. Not to mention doing something about it. But after more than 10 minutes, all the Marines were collectively stunned, with an incredible look on their faces. Because Luo Cheng actually wants to get to the map. Luo Cheng also noticed the expressions of these Marines and showed off proudly. See no. This is the charisma that shines, that Celestial Dragons must like me very much, and tonight, I will be a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight. The Marines were collectively stunned and couldn't figure it out at all. You play with space, imagine, riding position, and then you can't ride a knight. Luo Cheng's tone was playful. Marine understood in an instant, with a weird smile on his face, he didn't expect Luo Cheng to be such a person. Okay, let's go back. I'm very happy now. I thought I was exiled, but I didn't expect that there would be such an affair. I will definitely grasp it well. Luo Cheng left happily. He can already imagine his life tonight, absolutely very happy. Adjutant Marine had a strange expression on his face. You said, should we notify Naval Headquarters, and remind Marshal Sengoku? I always feel that the Sir might get into trouble. The nearby Marine looked at each other, wondering if Naval Headquarters should be notified. But in the end, they still did not dare to report to Naval Headquarters, because they were afraid that Luo Cheng would be angry, and even more afraid that Luo Cheng was just joking. In the office at night, Luo Cheng glanced at the sky outside, with a gloomy smile on his face, then disappeared in a flash, and rushed out in an instant. Tonight, he is going to take Belliard. Such a beautiful big beauty is waiting for his comfort, how can she not pass? In just a moment, Luo Cheng came to the Holy Land Marie Joyce, took out the map, and walked in quietly. Soon, Luo Cheng found Belliard's house, a very luxurious room soft. And Belliard's status in Celestial Dragons is very high, otherwise it would not be possible in the depths of the Holy Land Marie Joyce. Holy Land Marie Joyce, many of the Celestial Dragons have fallen asleep. Luo Cheng approached quietly, and found Belliard's residence. After a little investigation, he knew Belliard's room. At this moment, Belliard had just finished taking a bath and was lying on the bed. Before he had time to rest, the door opened. Belliard turned around immediately, a little vigilant in his heart, and immediately prepared to call someone. Unfortunately, before he could shout, Luo Cheng approached and covered Belliard's mouth with his hand. Don't talk, it's me. Belliard also recognized Luo Cheng at this time, and was a little surprised. She didn't expect Luo Cheng to actually come. She didn't believe Luo Cheng was here to chat with her this evening. 9 times out of 10, she was going to do something. But Belliard was not afraid. Instead, he smiled and looked at Luo Cheng with beautiful eyes, and his heart was full of joy. I didn't expect you to actually come to find me. Since that's the case, then from now on, you'll be mine. No, it should be said that you are my person. You must be obedient in the future. If you are not obedient, I will beat you. Luo Cheng's expression looked particularly gentle. Belliard was a little surprised. I am Celestial Dragons. As long as you are willing to marry me, you will be able to eat and wear in the future. Luo Cheng's heart is still very happy. It's a pity that he is a man, and it is impossible to bow down for a little money. Unless. That's a bit more money. Sorry, I'm not interested in money, relatively speaking. I'm interested in you, so I hope you can be who I am. Luo Cheng gradually approached Belliard. Belliard looked at Luo Cheng, who was close at hand, and was not too scared. The smile on his face was particularly bright. Come if you want, and don't forget that I am Celestial Dragons. It's okay, I just love Celestial Dragons. Luo Cheng immediately approached Belliard. Belliard didn't stop her at all. She also liked Luo Cheng in her heart, and even planned to let Luo Cheng marry her. The sky was dawning. Luo Cheng looked at Belliard affectionately. I'll go back first. I'll be here every night from now on. You have to rest well. Belliard approached Luo Cheng, looking a little lazy. No problem. I still like you. Luo Cheng turned around and left. He was quite interested in Belliard, especially because Belliard was a very pure girl, which made him even more interested. Back at Marine Base, Luo Cheng was refreshed. Adjutant Marine came over, his expression a little unsteady. Sir, you didn't seem to be at Marine Base last night. You didn't really go to the Holy Land Marie Joyce, did you? He was afraid that Luo Cheng would really do something to Celestial Dragons. Don't worry. Am I this kind of person? I'm definitely not such a person. I'm just going out to investigate the pirates' clues. Of course Luo Cheng couldn't admit it. Few people know about this. Adjutant Marine didn't say much. In the next few days, Luo Cheng would go to the Holy Land Marie Joyce every day, looking for Belliard, and then having a good chat with Belliard. Such a life is beautiful, but there will always be misfortunes. That night, Luo Cheng and Belliard were accidentally discovered by someone outside. The soldiers thought Belliard had been kidnapped, and immediately notified the Celestial Dragons, and found the Celestial Dragons' escort. The guards soon surrounded the room. Luo Cheng, of course, also noticed the abnormality outside, and felt a little helpless. I'm sorry, we seem to have been discovered. As soon as the voice fell, the door was kicked open. Several Celestial Dragons walked into the room, supported by the soldiers. As soon as they entered the room, everyone saw Luo Cheng and Belliard, and naturally they knew what they were doing. Celestial Dragons are especially pissed off. You untouchable dare to attack the noble Celestial Dragons and kill him for me. Wait, don't hurt Belliard. Luo Cheng's mouth twitched slightly. He was really afraid that Celestial Dragons would kill Belliard. After all, Belliard made Celestial Dragons shame. Now it seems that these people will not do anything to Belliard, so he has no need to worry. I'll leave now, dear Miss Belliard, and see you later. Luo Cheng left with a whistle. Several figures quickly followed behind. These people should be the troops of the world government, or the guards of Celestial Dragons. The strength is still very powerful, but unfortunately it is too much. At least far less than Luo Cheng, estimated to be able to fight Admiral reluctantly. Hurry up and catch this bastard for me, Celestial Dragons cursed. Only Belliard looked at Luo Cheng with some infatuation, and was particularly fascinated by Luo Cheng. Since this time, she has long been conquered by Luo Cheng. The young woman Celestial Dragons also noticed her daughter's expression. She was a little helpless, but Belliard actually fell in love with a Marine. Although it looks high in rank, even Marine is not worthy of their noble Celestial Dragons, let alone their daughter. We must teach Luo Cheng a hard lesson. Go and inform Marine now, inform Marshal Sengoku, and send me someone to hunt him down. How dare you do something to my daughter? The middle-aged man Celestial Dragons roared angrily. Outside, Luo Cheng ran for a while, followed by many people, all of whom were Celestial Dragons escorts. Facing these people, Luo Cheng was really helpless and had to stop. Why do you guys follow me? I'm also an Admiral candidate anyway, so there's no need to come here. HMPH, I have orders from Celestial Dragons to take you down now. One of the men in black immediately approached Luo Cheng, raised his hand, stretched out 2 fingers, and stabbed Luo Cheng fiercely. Luo Cheng raised his hand and slapped it down with a slap in the face. His mouth was crisp and loud, sending the black-clothed guard flying several times. The other black-clothed guards were amazed. They didn't expect Luo Cheng to be so powerful. Since you are following me, don't blame me for being rude, I can only take you down. Luo Cheng rushed into the crowd, like a tiger entering a flock, and solved many people in minutes. These people are barely comparable to Marine Admiral, but Luo Cheng's strength has already been perverted. So the battle didn't last long at all, and Luo Cheng dealt with these people. Naval Headquarters. Not long after Sengoku took a break, the world government called. When he heard what happened to the Holy Land Marie Joys, Sengoku was stunned. What did he hear? Their Marine Vice Admiral actually ran to the Celestial Dragon's site in the middle of the night and slept with a Celestial Dragon's girl. Which Marine Vice Admiral is so capable? Sengoku thought about it carefully. There are only 2 Marine Vice Admiral in the entire Saboti archipelago. One is a veteran Vice Admiral, 50 or 60 years old, it should not be possible. Then there is only Luo Cheng. Sengoku's face is weird, it's hard, could it be Luo Cheng? Although he was skeptical, Sengoku didn't say much, and immediately prepared for a meeting. But after thinking about it again, it seems a bit inappropriate to hold a meeting at night. However, when he thought about the Celestial Dragons, Sengoku had no choice but to summon all the Marine Generals. Marine Generals came quickly. Sengoku, what happened? At night, I was already sleepy. Garp was lethargic and wanted to sleep. The other Marine Generals were also a little tired, but fortunately it was not in the middle of the night, otherwise they would have been even more tired. What else? Celestial Dragons has an accident again, Sengoku said helplessly. All Marines' eyes widened. Something happened to Celestial Dragons? Could it be that some pirate beat up Celestial Dragons? They only have this idea. Because except for some brain-dead pirates, no one dares to do anything to Celestial Dragons. Accurately speaking, it's not a pirate, it's our Marines. The world government just heard news that Marine has a Vice Admiral who slept with a Celestial Dragon's girl. All the Marines opened their mouths wide and looked dumbfounded. What did they hear? There is Marine sleeping with Celestial Dragon's maiden. Which Marine is so powerful, with such superb skills, that he can even sleep Celestial Dragons? They admired the Marine. Wait, you said Marine Vice Admiral? You're sure it's a Marine Vice Admiral, not Lieutenant Colonel Marine? Crane Vice Admiral suddenly said something. She thought of someone now. The other Marines also remembered, and in the case of Marine Vice Admiral, Marine has only 2 Vice Admiral there at the moment. The most suspect is Luo Cheng. Only Luo Cheng has this kind of ability and courage, and most importantly, he is more diligent. Sengoku had a dark face and gritted his teeth. First just informed Marine Base that Luo Cheng wasn't there. 9 times out of 10, he did it. This bastard can't control his waistband. Crane Vice Admiral's face was also particularly ugly. How long has passed? Luo Cheng actually won another woman, and it was Celestial Dragons. She now wants to cut Luo Cheng in half. Of course, it was to cut a special place in half and teach Luo Cheng a lesson so that Luo Cheng would not have unrealistic ideas. The other Marines also looked strange. I knew Luo Cheng was unreliable for a long time, but I didn't expect Luo Cheng to be so unreliable. Let him guard the Saboti archipelago. Luo Cheng actually got together with Celestial Dragons, and he accomplished such a great achievement. Luo Cheng Vice Admiral is really amazing, I admire him. Kuzan couldn't help but say something. The Marine Generals all nodded. They sincerely admire Luo Cheng for his ability. But admiration is admiration, What should I do now? Sleeping with the Celestial Dragon's maiden, the Celestial Dragon's family will certainly not let it go. Forget it. I'll call again. Luo Cheng should be back soon. Sengoku reluctantly made another call. This time, the call was connected. Hey, Marshal Sengoku, what's the matter? Luo Cheng couldn't help but ask. He had probably guessed it. After all, he didn't cover his face or kill anyone. He knew very well that even if he slept with the Celestial Dragons, Sengoku and others would definitely help him, at most with a few scoldings. But kill Celestial Dragons, then even Sengoku can't save him. Luo Cheng, where did you go just now? Sengoku lowered his voice. Oh, I just went out to play for a while, to pass the time a little. Fart, he lied to me. Are you the Holy Land Marie Joys, and also found a Celestial Dragon's girl, and did something? An angry Sengoku couldn't help but swear. That's right, I just went to Celestial Dragons to pass the time, I didn't lie to you. Luo Cheng said it righteously. Sengoku was speechless by Luo Cheng's words. Yes. Find a Celestial Dragon's girl to pass the time, Luo Cheng is right. The nearby Marines were quite speechless. Well, this should be the humanoid self-propelled gun Luo Cheng made. Garp couldn't help but say. Luo Cheng's face darkened. It was a joke he made at the beginning, but Garp still remembered it, and even used it to describe him. How could he be a humanoid self-propelled gun? Don't be kidding. The two of us really love each other and entrust each other for life. How can we describe it as a humanoid self-propelled gun? What Luo Cheng said was righteous. Crane Vice Admiral was even more angry, a little embarrassed. Luo Cheng, you bastard, have you ever thought that Guion can't control yourself? Yo, Crane Vice Admiral, in fact, I can't blame me for this, I was also thinking of her, so I found her a sister, she should thank me now. Crane Vice Admiral is even more angry, that is Luo Cheng is not in front of her now, otherwise she will definitely repair Luo Cheng severely. Marshal Sengoku, is there anything else? I'll hang up when I'm fine. It's late at night, and I really want to rest. You still want to rest now, you sleep Celestial Dragons. Celestial Dragons have come to the door. You still want to rest, are you qualified to rest? Zhang Guo couldn't help roaring out. Luo Cheng took out his ears nonchalantly. The big deal is that I can be responsible for her. In this way, you go to inform Celestial Dragons and give me 10 billion Bailey, and I will marry his daughter reluctantly. Sengoku almost didn't vomit blood. Sleeping with the most beautiful flower in Celestial Dragons is not bad for Lu Yifei to settle accounts. Luo Cheng actually plans to marry Celestial Dragons. Even got Celestial Dragons to come up with 10 billion Baileys. Are Celestial Dragons really idiots? All the Marines at the scene admire Luo Cheng, who is simply a role model among their Marines. They must study Luo Cheng well. This way you won't have to worry about finding a girl in the future. Luo Cheng, didn't you wake up? You want Celestial Dragons to give you money, are you an idiot? Sengoku finally couldn't help cursing. He couldn't take it anymore. How could there be such a brazen person like Luo Cheng in this world? Sleep Celestial Dragons, and let Celestial Dragons give money. Even 10 billion Baileys, that's blackmail. Luo Cheng rubbed his ears nonchalantly. How do I feel that Celestial Dragons has made a lot of money, getting a good son-in-law like me, the blessings they have built for 800 years. For example, I am handsome, with an extraordinary bearing, and my genes are very good. A very good man can just improve their family's genes. Look at the Celestial Dragons, each of them is full of fat, especially ugly, and needs to improve their genes. All the Marine generals twitched their lips. Although Celestial Dragons is really ugly, but no one dares to say it, Luo Cheng is definitely the first. Even the reason is so grandiose. Improved family genes. They can be sure that Celestial Dragons will be furious once they say that to Celestial Dragons. Why, isn't it okay to be handsome? Then I am strong enough to protect Celestial Dragons. With my strength, punching 4 Emperors Kaido, kicking Admiral Akainu, oh, you didn't hear it in the second game. Sakazuki. He heard it, and heard it clearly. The other Marines were embarrassed, and glanced at Sakazuki secretly. They also heard that Sakazuki was defeated by Luo Cheng and even captured by Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng, in any case, don't mess around, Celestial Dragons, I'll tell you, I'll get it done anyway. Sengoku quickly changed the subject. He was afraid that if he didn't change the subject, Luo Cheng would say some shocking words again. Like kicking Sakazuki. Although you did it, can you give Sakazuki a face? It happens to be said deliberately, but also let others forget. This is clearly hitting Sakazuki in the face. I see, then you have to help me get it done. I don't want Celestial Dragons to have a child and suddenly come to me to take charge. Sengoku's face became even more ugly, and he couldn't help shouting loudly. Since you know, then you are still messing around. Even if you go to some women, don't go to celestial dragons. Are they the ones you can mess with? Those were celestial dragons, a world aristocrat. He didn't dare to provoke them casually. Luo Cheng slept in one casually. As soon as Sengoku finished speaking, he felt murderous. Turning his head to look, he saw Crane Vice Admiral and Zephyr looked at him with strange expressions, and a murderous aura permeated. Ruined. It was only at this time that Sengoku remembered. Crane Vice Admiral's sister, Zephyr's most valued student, is already with Luo Cheng. Cough, cough, don't look for those unclean women, it's better to look for those clean. Just halfway through, the murderous aura was even more intense. It's not good either. In short, you have to keep yourself clean, but you must not do anything bad, did you hear that? Sengoku made another point. Luo Cheng hung up and ignored Sengoku. What is self-cleaning? Does he need to cleanse himself? Is he that kind of person? Sengoku is very helpless, but there is no way, who makes him need help Luo Cheng. Frustrated, Sengoku could only contact the world government and speak good words for Luo Cheng. As for Luo Cheng, right at Marine Base, I haven't been to Belliard these days. After all, according to the character of Celestial Dragons, he must have sent a lot of people to guard there. If he is in the past, he is definitely self-defeating. Luo Cheng wouldn't do such a silly thing. After a few days like this, Sengoku called again with a tired tone. Luo Cheng, I've already helped you get the Celestial Dragons done. The things between you two have been written off, but you're not allowed to mention it again, and you're not allowed to go to the Holy Land Marie Joyce. I know, I will never go there in the future. Luo Cheng completely ignored Sengoku's words. Do you really think he's an idiot? Some things must be done. After all, such a beautiful girl as Belliard took the initiative to send her to the door. Now that she is his wife, she must not just give up. After waiting for a while, the limelight passed, he quietly went to Belliard's residence, and then won Belliard in one fell swoop. Life is still so beautiful. Meanwhile, the Holy Land Marie Joyce. Belliard looked in the direction of Luo Cheng, and Luo Cheng always came to mind. Even think of life with Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng's aspect is too great to forget. For the next period of time, Luo Cheng was transferred to Naval Headquarters by Sengoku before he could continue to find Belliard. Sengoku was also afraid that Luo Cheng would find trouble again, such as continuing to find celestial dragons, so he transferred Luo Cheng back. Naval Headquarters. Luo Cheng looked at the familiar building in front of him and felt helpless. He felt that he was not welcome anywhere. From New World to North Blue, from North Blue to New World, then to Saboti Archipelago, and finally to Naval Headquarters. His life is so busy. Luo Cheng, you are back. Two shadows came running quickly from a distance. Seeing these two people, Luo Cheng was embarrassed. After all, just a few days after leaving Naval Headquarters, he hooked up with other people, and it was a little difficult to face the two of them. Fortunately, neither Gion nor Ain were together. He quickly ran to Luo Cheng's side and grabbed Luo Cheng's arm. Luo Cheng, you are back. Seeing the expressions of the two, Luo Cheng knew that Gion and the others were not angry. Yes, I'm back, you can have a good rest, go find me tonight, I will take good care of you. Gion and Ain were both shy, so they approached Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng, do you really miss us? I thought you had been taken away by that celestial dragons girl. Ain muttered in dissatisfaction. Gion's eyes on one side were also filled with resentment. Ha ha ha, I'm sorry, it's better for you, after all, you are two people, and you are very beautiful. Luo Cheng pulled the two of them, and naturally wouldn't be stingy with praise. Both of them were very embarrassed, they pushed Luo Cheng lightly and pushed Luo Cheng aside. Don't be rude. Don't talk so much, we can go now, let's have a good rest tonight. That night, Luo Cheng had a wonderful night. Having not been with Belliard these days, he felt very bored, even a little eager. But last night was fine, very warm. The next morning, Luo Cheng got up, got dressed, and went to Sengoku's office. When Sengoku saw Luo Cheng who was in a state of fresh air, he was very angry. Luo Cheng, can you please stop making trouble for me? Cause trouble? When did I cause trouble? Luo Cheng showed an inexplicable expression. Are you causing less trouble? Sengoku can't wait to slap Luo Cheng to death. Crane Vice Admiral couldn't help giving Luo Cheng a roll of eyes. Luo Cheng, remember, you are now my sister's man, and you are not allowed to find other girls. Understood. Luo Cheng completely ignored he Vice Admiral's words. How could this be possible without looking for other girls? He was born to save all the beautiful girls in the world, and his dream is to save these girls. Crane Vice Admiral sighed helplessly. She knew Luo Cheng didn't hear her heart at all. Although she wanted to stop her, she couldn't, and she was helpless. Why did Gion like Luo Chang so much? It can be said that I am deeply in love with Luo Chang. Luo Chang, I've decided to transfer you to Marine G5 base, remember, don't cause me any more trouble, Sengoku said. Understood. Luo Chang didn't care at all. When he arrived in New World, he could continue to find the 4 emperors, this time, to rob and extort the next 4 emperors' pirates. Then I'll go first. Sengoku looked at Luo Chang, who was leaving, and always felt that Luo Chang would not be so calm. After some time, Luo Chang came to New World, Marine G5 base. Vigor came to the gate for the first time to greet him. Welcome, sir. Luo Chang walked in front of Vigor and glanced at Vigor. Long time no see. During this time, I heard that you are already the chief here. It's all because of the boss's blessing that I can become the boss here. Vigor was still very respectful and did not dare to offend Luo Chang. Luo Chang's expression was a little indifferent, and an invisible momentum enveloped Vigor. Remember, even if you become the chief here, it's a dragon, you give it to me, I'm the real person in charge here. Clear. Vigor became more respectful and naturally did not dare to offend Luo Chang. Needless to say, the other Marines kept listening to Luo Chang's words and completely regarded Luo Chang as a boss. In the office, Luo Chang found a place to sit down, crossed Erlang's legs, held a newspaper in the other hand, and read the newspaper carefully. Vigor stood beside him, no different from his younger brother. After a while, Luo Chang raised his head and turned to look at Vigor next to him. Has anything big been happening in New World lately? Has Doflamingo been obedient? Vigor immediately bowed his head respectfully. Doflamingo has been very obedient recently. As for whether there is any big thing, the biggest thing to talk about should be the ant. Doflamingo is very obedient. Luo Chang knew very well that Vigor did it on purpose, but he didn't care, he just asked casually anyway. What's wrong with Auntie? What's up with her recently? Luo Chang is still very interested in Auntie. He was thinking about which pirate group to rob recently. Maybe the anti-pirate group is a good one, and he can do a good job of robbing. As long as he robs the Big Mom pirates, he will be fat. Luo Chang had a sinister smile on his face. Vigor next to him shuddered, feeling pity for the two of them. I just don't know who is too unlucky to be targeted by Luo Chang. Being targeted by Luo Chang, the end was miserable. Not to mention Kaido of the Beasts, but to say Whitebeard, it's quite unfortunate. I heard that he lost a lot of money, and in the end he couldn't help Luo Chang. Vigor just hoped it wasn't Doflamingo's bad luck. You go and prepare a ship for me, the pirate ship and warships don't matter, I want to set off. Luo Chang opened his mouth and ordered. Vigor felt pity for someone again. Luo Chang must have been looking for trouble in the past. Not long after, Luo Chang left Marine Base on a pirate. When he left, Luo Chang remembered that he seemed to have forgotten an important thing. It seems that I forgot to ask my aunt what was going on. Luo Chang didn't go back to ask more questions. He controlled the storm and left slowly. Vigor stood beside the coast, watched Luo Chang leave Luo Chang with a serious expression, and notified Doflamingo as soon as possible. He was afraid that Luo Chang would find Doflamingo in trouble, so he reminded him specially, lest Doflamingo be unprepared. Dressrosa. When Doflamingo heard that Luo Chang was probably interested in him, and went to look for him, his face changed. He didn't forget Luo Chang's troubles. Especially recently, Luo Chang fought against Kaido and against Whitebeard, and he did not fall behind, even forcing the two to compromise. This made him even more afraid. After all, he is not Kaido's opponent, and he was even beaten by Kaido as a coward. Luo Chang was able to play against Kaido and Whitebeard. It can be seen that Luo Chang was just playing with him at first, and he was not serious. Once is serious, he will definitely be finished. That night, in order not to be overtaken by Luo Chang and then bullied by Luo Chang, Doflamingo made an excuse and left. Anyway, Luo Chang couldn't be caught. Poor Doflamingo didn't know that Luo Chang didn't intend to trouble him, because Doflamingo was too poor and not rich as the 4 emperors. How could Luo Chang waste time looking for Doflamingo? After a few days like this, Luo Chang came not far from the Big Mom pirates. These days, he can be considered to understand what happened to the Big Mom pirates. Grandma is getting married again. That's right, this old woman, in her 60s, doesn't know how to let go of those young people, and she still thinks about this kind of thing all day. I don't know how to converge. No wonder she is called an old woman by others. But it didn't matter, he didn't take it to heart anyway, and he couldn't stop Aunt Ma. This is his purpose, to find the ant, and then blackmail him fiercely, and the rest is not important. Thinking that the harvest is about to be rich, Luo Chang has a gloomy smile on his face, watching the pirates beside him trembling. These pirates were kidnapped by Luo Cheng. On the way here, Luo Cheng felt bored, so he kidnapped a pirate group, naturally these unlucky ghosts. My lord, it's Ant's wedding next, shouldn't we be looking for trouble? Several pirates shivered a little. This is the 4 emperors pirates of the New World. If they trouble their parents, they will definitely be miserable in the end. Don't worry, I'm definitely not looking for trouble. How could I be looking for trouble for such a good person? Luo Cheng smiled and encouraged. It's a pity that these pirates don't believe it very much. They always feel that Luo Cheng is uneasy and kind. He must not be a good person, but he can't help Luo Cheng. Okay, we can go. Remember, put up the Beast's Pirates flag. We're members of the Beast's Pirates now. The faces of the pirates changed completely. They all pretended to be Beast's Pirates, and said they had no conspiracy, so the ghosts believed it. But seeing Luo Cheng's menacing eyes, these people were very smart and didn't speak. If you talk nonsense, you can only go to see their previous captain. The pirate ship was gradually approaching. The port is full of pirates. Because Auntie is getting married today, these pirates are guarding here to prevent others from making trouble. Although they don't think anyone dares to make trouble. Wait, that's Beast's Pirates. Some pirates noticed the flag of Beast's Pirates, and their expressions changed instantly. That's the King Pirates, which is side by side with their Ant Pirates. Come here at this time, is it because they want to make trouble? If Kaido of the Beasts makes trouble, it will definitely cause a lot of trouble, and it can be said that today's wedding cannot continue. Luo Cheng looked at these nervous pirates and immediately jumped to the port. The nearby pirates immediately ran over and surrounded Luo Cheng. This is our Big Mom pirates, you Beast's Pirates are here, what's the matter? If there is nothing, you are not welcome here, please get out of here. What a roar. I'm from the Beast's Pirates. I came here to deliver gifts on the orders of Lord Kaido, so hurry up and show me the way, and prepare good food and wine for me. Luo Cheng roared loudly. The following pirates who were kidnapped by Luo Cheng were speechless, and they had never seen such an arrogant person before. Came here to find something, but he was still so arrogant. Even righteously. Everyone in the Big Mom Pirates was stunned by Luo Cheng, and they really thought Luo Cheng was here to see you off. Then you wait here, I'll go and inform my mother. A few pirates didn't dare to make a decision. After all, this is someone sent by Kaido of the Beasts. If there is a conflict between the two pirate groups, they will be miserable. The Ant got the news soon, and she was still very curious that Kaido would actually give her a gift. Although a little curious, the Ant still asked Luo Cheng to come in. The castle was full of guests. Luo Cheng walked in slowly under everyone's gaze, holding his head high and arrogant. It's like the return of the king. A lot of people nearby made a frown. Who is this guy? He's so arrogant. I heard it seems to be someone from the Beast's Pirates. Oh, then it's fine, they do have arrogant capital. The people around were talking a lot, and they were also curious as to why the Beast's Pirates sent people over. Only a few people know Luo Cheng's identity. For example, Stacy, a member of the CPO. Mama, why did Kaido send you here? I remember that we have never been in contact with each other. Are you an undercover agent sent by someone else? The Ant stared straight at Luo Cheng. Others stared as well. Being stared at by so many people, Luo Cheng still felt a lot of pressure. So handsome and so popular. This is the pain that handsome guys should suffer. HMPH, Lord Kaido, said that he owed you a favor back then. It was a favor for a lifetime, and this time he gave a gift, it was treated as a favor. Luo Cheng certainly isn't afraid of being exposed. After all, he knew the secret between Kaido and Big Mom, how could it be exposed? The Ant was no longer suspicious for a moment. Because Kaido does owe her a favor, and it really is a lifetime favor. What? It's absolutely impossible to just want to return the favor with just a gift. This favor is for a lifetime, and he still owes me now. There was a lot of discussion among the people present. They were all very curious about the relationship between Kaido and Auntie, and what kind of human relationship it was. Kaido and Big Mom get together. Once the two behemoths are united, it will definitely cause turmoil in the new world. Luo Cheng completely ignored the Ant, glanced around, and found the frontmost position. Give me a seat in the back, this seat, how is it our Beast's Pirates? Although this person was very upset, he couldn't afford to offend the Beast's Pirates at all, so he could only grit his teeth and accept it. Auntie said nothing more. The value of these people is not comparable to Kaido of the Beasts, and it is naturally impossible to blame the people of the Beast's Pirates for them. By the way, what kind of gifts did Kaido ask you to prepare for my mother, can you show me? Auntie is a little curious. Of course, I'll open it now. Luo Cheng opened the gift box, took out a huge clock, and placed it in front of the Ant. This is specially prepared by Luo Cheng for the Ant, which means to send the bell to the ant. But he thought about it for a long time. Mama, Kaido actually prepared a clock for me. Does this mean that my mother is not punctual? It's been so many years ago, and he still remembers it clearly. Ant laughed, not as angry as Luo Cheng imagined. Luo Cheng listened with a confused look on his face. Why is it different from what he expected? The ant shouldn't be particularly angry, then get angry, and finally let out a thunderous anger and give him a hard lesson. Why does he seem to be smiling? Go back and tell Kaido that this gift is pretty good, I like it very much, so I would like to thank him for his kindness. Ant was not angry, but Luo Cheng was speechless. Even thank you. Don't you know what our captain means? Luo Cheng couldn't help but ask. It doesn't matter. I don't care about gifts or anything, as long as he has his heart. The ant doesn't care, which makes Luo Cheng speechless. The plan seems to have failed. What should I do now, uncle? Why don't you remind mom? You can't watch your aunt be deceived. Auntie, don't you know what Kaido-sama means? Luo Cheng specially reminded. He felt that it was necessary to mention auntie, otherwise auntie would still be in a daze. He didn't come here for a real gift. Oh, what's the purpose of Kaido? Auntie's eyes were fixed on Luo Cheng, and a terrifying aura pervaded. She could understand that Kaido asked Luo Cheng to come over. There must be some conspiracy, but she didn't know that Luo Cheng was not sent by Kaido. It's very simple. You don't even understand this. I will send you a ride after you die. The atmosphere was very quiet. Everyone looked at Luo Cheng in astonishment. Nor did they realize that this was Kaido's purpose. When Auntie gets married, give Auntie a farewell. Ant's eyes were full of murderous intent, enveloped Luo Cheng, and the air froze. The nearby pirates shivered. It was over, and the ant was actually angry. They can even predict the future. The angry ant gets angry and kills the quartet, and they will definitely suffer from unpredictable disasters. You weren't sent by Kaido? Who the hell are you? Auntie immediately understood that Luo Cheng was definitely not sent by Kaido. She and Kaido hadn't seen each other for many years, and it was absolutely impossible for to say such a bad thing as soon as they met. There is only one possibility. Luo Cheng is her enemy. Luo Cheng didn't care when his true face was revealed. He took off his clothes and threw them aside, revealing his deep marine uniform. You are marine. Everyone present was quite surprised. They also didn't expect that Luo Cheng was actually marine, and they thought it was a certain pirate who was out of his control and wanted to challenge Big Mom's position as the Four Emperors. That's right. Next is Admiral's alternate at Naval headquarters. This time, he came here to give Aunt a bell. Luo Cheng naturally had no intention of concealing his identity. The nearby pirates immediately surrounded him. Especially the four generals and those cadres surrounded Luo Cheng. Mom, it's just such a little marine. Just leave it to me, Mom. You can get married with peace of mind. One of the cadres took the initiative to stand up and pounced on Luo Cheng, kicking Luo Cheng with one foot. Looking at the swift and violent movements of this pirate, he is definitely not an ordinary person. He should be a relatively powerful cadre. It's a pity that no matter how powerful he is still only a small cadre, not even a desert star, let alone Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng casually stretched out his hand and slapped it down. Crisp and loud applause. With a swish sound, the pirate cadre flew out like this, hitting a wall on one side and creating a huge deep pit. The cadre continued to fly into the distance, flying very far, leaving a long trail on the ground until everyone could not see it. Everyone's pupils shrank. What a great marine. The expressions of several pirate officials were a little dignified, because they found that Luo Cheng's strength was somewhat pervert, which was not something ordinary people could do. Even the ant was a little surprised. Mama, I didn't expect you to be quite powerful. How about you? Do you want to join our ant pirates? How is the salary? How is the treatment? Luo Cheng asked abruptly. The ant was choked by Luo Cheng's words and didn't respond for a while. She just said it casually, but Luo Cheng actually took it seriously. Everyone else nearby was speechless. Is this really marine? Actually interested in the recruitment of pirates. What kind of treatment do you want? We can discuss it well, as long as I can give it, I will agree. The ant smiled, and she didn't know if it was true or not. Anyway, even his children can't guess. However, you have to provide me with 180 beauties, 180 billion, and then you have to give me 10 or 8 islands. When the crowd heard Luo Cheng's lion's big mouth, they were all speechless by Luo Cheng's words. Asking such a high price is simply killing people. Ant's face froze. Too arrogant, too arrogant. This is simply reckless. Kid, die for mother. The ant was violent, and in her right hand, a big flame spewed out. The flames formed a huge column of fire, which was drawn down towards Luo Cheng, and hot airwaves continued to boil. Luo Chang Station is far away, you can feel the heat. The temperature of this flame is no worse than Kaido's. Sure enough, the strengths of these 4 emperors are almost the same. Unfortunately, the ant met Luo Chang. Luo Chang could even suppress Whitebeard, let alone Big Mom. At the moment when the flames approached, Luo Chang suddenly backed away, and then quickly retreated. Auntie, tonight is the end of the day for you. Besides, we have only just begun, so don't get too angry for the next period of time. Luo Chang didn't come here to challenge the whole Big Mom pirates, just came to play, and then started to attack the Big Mom pirates. It's better to turn it upside down. Let the ant and the others have to surrender, it is best to be like Whitebeard, they have nothing to do with him, and finally have to beg for mercy. Anyway, Luo Chang thought so. Run, did you run? With a murderous look in her eyes, the ant quickly followed Luo Chang, trying to catch up with Luo Chang, and then gave her a lesson. I'm sorry. I want to run, no one can catch up with me, haha. Luo Chang burst out laughing and ran very fast. The ant chased after him, but couldn't catch up with Luo Chang. Especially when the ant was running, a huge storm suddenly appeared in the sky, roaring constantly, hitting the ant fiercely. But Auntie is not an ordinary person. Even if she is constantly being attacked, she still runs very fast, but she can't catch up with Luo Chang. Ant, don't chase after me, you can't catch up with me anyway. Luo Chang sneered, and suddenly saw a giant not far away, dressed in red and green, who looked like the groom. He didn't expect the groom to take the initiative to come to the door. Since he is so active, there is no reason to let it go. Auntie, I will take your groom away. Luo Chang laughed loudly, then rushed towards the groom quickly. A huge storm emerged from his body, and directly called the groom to get involved. The groom didn't react, so he flew away with Luo Chang. It was quite far away, and the ant could only watch the two leave. The mighty country. The ant picked up Napoleon, leapt into the air, and then slashed hard. It was a sharp purple sword energy. The space where the purple sword energy penetrated instantly, appeared in front of Luo Chang's eyes in the blink of an eye. Luo Chang sneered, stomped twice in the void, stretched out a hand, and grabbed it hard. Accompanied by a strong wind blade, his fingers hit the purple sword chi, and soon the purple sword chi was sent flying. The strong storm continued to roar. Luo Chang and Giant were blown away together. Fire in the sky. The ant gritted her teeth, the soul fruit was activated, and a huge pillar of fire fell from the sky, hitting Luo Chang directly. Luo Chang raised his foot, kicked hard, and easily kicked the giant away. The huge pillar of fire hit the sea directly. An explosion resounded through the sky. The pillar of fire exploded, and a dazzling fire-red mushroom cloud churned up, accompanied by a large amount of flames. Endless heat waves spewed out, like a volcanic eruption, and the heat waves sprayed on Luo Chang's body. Luo Chang felt the heat, as if he was in a crater, and wanted to take off his clothes immediately and jump into the sea. Mom, I'll go first. Another huge storm blew on Luo Chang and blew Luo Chang away. At the same time, the ant's bride, the giant, was also blown away by the huge storm. The ant looked at Luo Chang who was running away, her eyes were full of murderous intent, and the anger in her heart was hard to hide. She got married today, and the groom was snatched by Luo Chang. If she said that, what would be her face? It would be humiliating to be on this sea. The news spread quickly, and quickly spread throughout the sea. A marine breaks into Big Mom's territory and steals Big Mom's groom. In the end, this matter became more and more popular. What ant's groom is actually a member of Marine, but she was spotted by Ant and snatched away. On their wedding day, Marine sends someone to the rescue. There are even more outrageous ones. The news also reached Naval headquarters. When Sengoku saw the news, he suddenly felt a sense of unease, as if he had guessed who it was. The other Marines were thinking too. With such ability, and such a love of trouble, there is only one person in the entire new world. Luo Chang. Sengoku, could it be Luo Chang who did it? Crane Vice Admiral couldn't help but ask. The other Marines also began to wonder if Luo Chang did it. There is no information yet, but I think it should be Luo Chang who did it. In the entire new world, there is only Luo Chang, who does things unscrupulously. Sengoku gritted his teeth. He sent Luo Chang to the new world in the hope that Luo Chang could monitor the 4 Emperor's pirates, not to let Luo Chang find trouble. In the end, Luo Chang was lucky. Not long after he arrived at New World, he broke into Auntie's wedding and even took away Auntie's groom. This is simply too much, too unscrupulous. Not long after, a Marine walked in with a piece of information in his hand, which was about the New World Ant's wedding. Sengoku took the information and looked at it carefully. The more he looked, the more angry he became, and his face was particularly gloomy. There's even a photo inside. Isn't the person in this photo Luo Cheng? It has been confirmed that this is indeed what Luo Cheng did. This bastard broke into the ant's territory and stole the ant's groom. Sengoku gritted his teeth and wanted to cry without tears. I thought Garp was already a headache, but compared to Luo Cheng, Garp is simply a good baby. He didn't even know what to say. The Marines present were quite speechless. It was hard to imagine that Luo Cheng was so powerful that he dared to enter the ant's territory alone. But thinking of Luo Cheng provoking Kaido, provoking Whitebeard, and provoking Andy by the way, it seems unacceptable. What happened to Luo Cheng? Crane Vice Admiral asked quickly. She was still worried about Luo Cheng, and at the same time she felt helpless. She found that she had taken good care of Luo Cheng during this time, and it could be said that she worked hard for Luo Cheng. Why are you looking for nothing? Luo Cheng has nothing to do, he has escaped successfully. I will make a phone call now to ask. Sengoku took out his phone and called Luo Cheng. On the other hand, after the giant threw it away, he found a pirate ship, and then took possession of the ship. Not long after the break, I heard a phone call. Hello, who is it? Is there something wrong? Luo Cheng, can you stop causing trouble? I asked you to go to New World because I hope New World can be calmer, not so complicated. Sengoku's voice came from the other side. Sounds very angry. Luo Cheng was somewhat calm. Marshal Sengoku, you can't blame me. I heard that my aunt was getting married, so I went to give her a gift. Who knew that she would suddenly go crazy? Gift? What gift? Sengoku asked subconsciously. I gave my aunt a bell. After all, it was a famous aunt who got married, so she could only give her a bell. Luo Cheng said. Sengoku's face darkened. What do you think? In the festive day of other people's marriage, you actually gave the aunt's death. No wonder the aunt is so angry. Wait. Something is wrong. What gift are you giving aunt? You are Marine. Why did Marine give aunt a gift? Sengoku reacted in an instant, and started yelling and chattering again. Luo Cheng heard Sengoku's voice, pretended not to hear it, and ate and drank leisurely. Anyway, if Sengoku is concerned, just be a fart. Sengoku spoke for a long time, and when he heard the voice of eating on the other side of the phone, he knew what he said was in vain, and Luo Cheng didn't even hear his plan. It's the same as Garp. Forget it, I won't say anything more, but you reminded me, don't make trouble again, I hope New World can be calmer. After speaking, Sengoku hung up the phone angrily. After hanging up the phone, Luo Cheng looked up at the pirates in front of him. All the pirates squatted on the ground and shivered. Not long ago, Luo Cheng broke in and, without saying a word, killed their captain in 3 strokes. So cruel, so bloody. They have been shocked by Luo Cheng's strength, and they are unable to resist at all, and can only accept it silently, and in their hearts they are counseled. Especially Luo Cheng's smile made me even more afraid of the soldiers. On the sea, a pirate ship is traveling at extreme speed. This is a pirate ship with the banner of the Big Mom Pirates, and a group of people standing on the bow. First up is Charlotte Katakuri. One of the 4 desert stars of the Big Mom Pirates, has super powerful strength, and is definitely the deputy of the pirates. In addition to Katakuri, there are several other children of the ant, such as Bree. They went out to sea this time to escort some dessert materials, as well as the protection fee they notified the kingdom to provide. Katakuri stood on the bow of the boat, looking out at the sea in the distance, unable to calm down. He always felt that something would happen today. At this moment, a pirate ship approached. Lord Katakuri, there is a pirate ship opposite. Katakuri looked up and saw a pirate ship was gradually approaching, and there were many fierce pirates standing on the deck. HMPH, it should be the pirates who want to attack us, don't worry about them, just deal with them. Katakuri snorted coldly. After so many years, it is not the first wave of pirates to attack them. Anyway, most of them have been solved by them. The pirate ships from both sides approached soon. The moment the pirate ship approached, the members of the Big Mom Pirates took the lead in firing. There was a loud explosion of cannonballs. On the deck, Luo Cheng sat cross-legged, watching the Big Mom Pirates in front of him. Luo Cheng also sneered. Without Auntie, these people are finished. Luo Cheng waved his hands gently, just like huge wind blades. Just like that, they opened up the space and flew into the distance. Bang bang bang. All the shells were detonated in midair. The rich black smoke, accompanied by the smell of gunpowder, diffused and drifted over the sea. Luo Cheng felt a little choked up. It's amazing, let's play with you. Katakuri's pupils shrank, and he didn't even notice the moment the windblade appeared. He didn't find out until the shell exploded. At the moment when Katakuri was surprised, Luo Cheng jumped out of the boat, quickly crossed the sea, rushed to the deck, and landed smoothly in front of Katakuri. I'm sorry. I don't want to rob money, but also rob people. The men are on the left, and the women are on the right. All the pirates looked dumbfounded. What did they hear? The Marine in front of him actually wanted to rob money, and even wanted to rob color. Is this what Marine should do? Shouldn't Marine throw his blood for justice? When did you do such a thing? Although the pirate was speechless, he quickly realized that the Marine in front of him was not a simple character. Katakori's expression was also a little serious. He didn't forget that Luo Cheng was able to snatch a giant from the ant's hands, and nothing even showed Luo Cheng's strength. Hurry up and tell mom. Katakori is also not sure enough to defeat Luo Cheng, so he must inform the ant. Understood. A pirate turned around quickly, and it was so powerful. Luo Cheng didn't stop these pirates. Even if the ant came, it couldn't stop the ending. Katakori stared straight at Luo Cheng, and Bray next to him was also quite nervous. The Marine in front of me is really not simple. Okay. No more nonsense, hurry up. I'm robbing money, hand over the money first. As for beauty. Luo Cheng paused abruptly. On the entire deck, most of them were boys, and all of them were grotesque. Not even a small white face. The only girl was Bree. Luo Cheng took a close look at Bray and explained what an old witch is. It also reminded him of the old witch in Snow White. Luo Cheng suddenly turned around and walked to the side of the boat. He retched, his stomach couldn't hold it, and his stomach kept rolling. Katakori. Bree. Pirates. So unreasonable, seeing them actually spit it out. Bree, in particular, felt humiliated. Luo Cheng just looked at her a few times, maybe a little serious, but there's no need to spit it out, it's just trampling on his dignity. Katakori was also a little angry. Marine, what's that look? Is it so ugly? As an extreme pet lover, Katakori absolutely cannot tolerate others bullying his sister, nor does he allow others to look down on his sister. Luo Cheng patted his stomach, then turned to look at Katakori with an apologetic expression. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it, it's just that she's so ugly, I just took a look, so I couldn't help it. But don't worry, next time I won't look at her more, I will restrain myself and try not to look at her forever. Katakori was even more angry. This is already a naked trampling on Bree's dignity. As Bray's older brother, Katakori needs to find a place for Bray. Marine, you're courting death. Katakori gritted his teeth angrily, making a creaking sound, his hands clenched into fists, and the muscles on his body bulged. Angry Katakori is still quite powerful, and many more. Just when Katakori was about to erupt, Luo Cheng suddenly stopped Katakori. What? Do you think I will be merciful? If you say that to my sister, I will never let you go. An angry Katakori was ready to act. You can't blame me for this. If you want to blame it, blame you. Everyone looks so strange and ugly. That's all. They even come out to be scary. But to be honest, I can't blame you. If you want to blame it, you can blame the ant. Why do you want so many children? All of them are weird. Luo Cheng was unscrupulous and mocked like that. Katakori exploded completely. Give me death. The angry Katakori raised his foot and kicked it hard, and his right foot suddenly became longer, similar to Luffy's rubber fruit. However, Katakori is not a rubber fruit, but a waxy fruit, which is somewhat similar in ability. Luo Cheng looked at Katakori's outstretched right foot, flashed to the side, and grabbed at the void, easily grabbed Katakori's foot. Seriously, your strength is too weak, I really don't want to fight with you, it's just a waste of time. Indeed, Katakori's strength is particularly poor. At least compared to Luo Cheng, Katakori is pretty bad. Give me death. Katakori gritted his teeth and kicked his other foot down. Luo Cheng is faster and dodges easily. Bang bang bang. There were violent explosions from time to time on the pirate ship. Luo Cheng easily defeated Katakori with an overwhelming advantage, and knocked Katakori to the ground. Big brother Katakori. Bree immediately rushed in front of Katakori with tears in her eyes, looking special. Scary. With blood all over Katakori's face, he opened his eyes with difficulty and grabbed Bree tightly. Run, run. Bu Lei had no intention of leaving, and just stood in front of Luo Cheng with determination in her eyes. If you want to attack brother Katakori, you must defeat me first, otherwise I will never let go. Luo Cheng looked at Bray with firm eyes, and his stomach rolled again. I've never seen anyone who looked like an old witch. Forget the old woman, but Wei Mao is an old witch. He always felt that Bree had plastic surgery on purpose, intending to use his witch-like face to scare him to death. This must be Bree's conspiracy. Forget it, you look like this, I can't bear to do it anymore, the money is left, and the people are all amazing. Luo Cheng didn't plan to attack the Big Mom pirates, he just wanted to make trouble. It doesn't matter if Katakori and Bray are dead or not. On the contrary, if these two people died, maybe the ant would really run wild, and he would not be able to extort money. Money is more important than the lives of these two people. Okay. I've got the money, I'm leaving. By the way, I also took all the ingredients for dessert. Luo Cheng left with a big smile on his face. Both Katakuri and Bree's faces were ugly. The most important dessert ingredients are gone, they can already expect it, and the ant will definitely be angry. Unfortunately, they are not Luo Cheng's opponents either. For the next few days, Luo Cheng wandered around the Big Mom pirates, looking for the lone pirate ships. As long as he encounters Ant's subordinates, Luo Cheng doesn't say a word, rushes over to rob and takes all the valuables. Nothing of value is left. After a few days like this, a total of 4 pirates of the Big Mom pirates were looted, and the loss actually did not exist. But the most important ingredients for those desserts are gone. For Andy, who has a sweet tooth, if there is no delicious dessert, Andy will definitely explode. IWC. In the castle. Ant's face was very gloomy. The sky was densely covered with dark clouds shrouded the sky, and there were also thunder and lightning falling from the sky. All the pirates dare not speak. They can sense that the ant is really angry, and it can be said that it may break out at any time. Over the years, their ant pirates have always bullied others, but this time Luo Cheng was actually bullied, and Luo Cheng is still a marine. After a while, the ant suddenly raised her head, and there was a red light in her eyes, which looked a little scary. Especially the ant's children, who are very aware of the ant's character. This matter, the ant must be very angry. Even if they are not careful, they will be affected by the ant, and the angry ant is likely to take their anger out. So everyone bowed their heads, kept silent, and didn't even dare to breathe, for fear of being targeted by the ant. He. Marine, it's really good, you dare to do something to me, I will never let you go. The ant sneered, with a murderous tone. Many pirates feel helpless in their hearts. They really didn't want to do anything with Marine if they could, it's dangerous after all. But it's basically impossible for Auntie to be so angry that she doesn't do anything to Marine. How many desserts are there in the house? Enough. The ant asked suddenly. Many pirates were afraid to speak, and only Perospero, as the eldest son, had to stand up. Mom, the materials are not enough, if you don't solve that Marine, it will only be enough for more than a month. More than a month, that's enough, send someone right away, then go with me to Marine Base, I'm going to sweep Marine Base. Of course, the ant doesn't want to eat deflated. Since Luo Cheng is looking for trouble with him, he will also look for trouble with Luo Cheng. Got it. Mom. Of course, everyone did not dare to refute the ant, so they could only obey the orders of the ant, and then left one after another, and began to prepare separately. That night, the entire Big Mom pirate group was dispatched, a mighty group of more than 10 pirate ships, ready to sweep the Marine Base. They only dare to do it on Marine Base, really go to Naval Headquarters, maybe accidentally fold themselves there. Auntie is not an idiot. Naval Headquarters got word soon. After all, Luo Cheng has been looking for big trouble these days, they know that, so they have been paying attention to the Big Mom pirates. With so many people dispatched, of course they are not stupid. Sengoku was completely blown away by Luo Cheng. This guy Luo Cheng, I must expel him from Marine, I don't know how to calm down, is he still qualified to stay in Marine? The nearby Marines lowered their heads and dared not speak. Although Luo Cheng has done a lot of helpless things, but Luo Cheng's strength is very strong. The 3-4 emperors dared to provoke, and they broke in alone, but they were able to leave calmly every time. With such a powerful strength, Marine Admiral dare not act. Sengoku, don't worry, the stronger Luo Cheng, the better, and she's just a big mom. Garp didn't care, anyway, he never paid attention to the 4 emperors pirates. Unless the 4 emperors pirates unite. Shut up, don't mention Andy to me, and don't mention Luo Cheng to me, I'm quite upset right now. Garp was very acquainted and stopped talking. Now that Sengoku is so angry, say something else, maybe Sengoku will get angry. Anyway, it was Luo Cheng's trouble, let Luo Cheng solve it himself. Sengoku cursed like that for a while, and finally felt helpless and sighed a little. Hey, let's not talk about Luo Cheng, this bastard, it's so abhorrent, doing so many outrageous things all day. Let's think about Big Mom first. He took so many people away for the Marine Base. Garp, you take some people to stop Big Mom, and don't let her get close to Marine Base. Understood. Garp left immediately with the people. The 3 Admiral also ran away quickly, and they also felt that Sengoku was very angry, and there was no need to stay. Sengoku looked at the scenery outside the window with some hesitation in his heart. Is it right for Luo Cheng to join Marine? Soon, though, Sengoku was no longer struggling. Such a strong strength must not be let go. New World, a pirate ship. Luo Cheng looked at the newspaper and was speechless. He didn't expect Auntie to be so unscrupulous, or that she robbed several ships and destroyed several ships that transported ingredients. As a result, Auntie was going to attack Marine Base directly. Really, Auntie is really useless. If you have the ability to directly enter the naval headquarters and attack the Marine Base, what the hell is this? Luo Cheng was particularly contemptuous. The pirates next to him were speechless. There are probably no pirates in this world who are stupid enough to attack naval headquarters. Attacking Marine Base would be nice. Moreover, Luo Cheng has done so many angry things during this time, and it is normal for the ant to get angry. Luo Cheng, of course, noticed the expressions of these people, and couldn't help but glance at them with contempt. You should have courage. Look at me. Break into the Kaido headquarters, kidnap Whitebeard's son, and rob the Big Mom pirates. The 4 emperors of the New World. I have already provoked 3 of them, but I still have nothing to do, and I have to be promising. When the pirates hear this, it really makes sense. Luo Cheng single-handedly entered the 4 emperors' base camp, without a trace of fear. It seems a little embarrassing for Auntie to take a whole pirate group and not attack naval headquarters. And if you think about it again, Kaido dares to enter the naval headquarters alone. With so many Aunties, it's a little embarrassing not to attack the world government. Luo Cheng continued to speak. Yes, Auntie is too cowardly. She should go and attack naval headquarters. By the way, take down the Holy Land Marie Joys. A group of pirates were fooled just like that. Luo Cheng shook his head and separated from these people in a few days, otherwise he was afraid that he would be infected. After all, foolishness is contagious. Suddenly, the phone rang. Hey, Marshal Sengoku, what's the matter? Luo Cheng just answered the phone when Sengoku's roar came from the opposite side. You're too embarrassed to call me Marshal Sengoku. Didn't I tell you not to cause trouble? Why trouble again? Am I causing trouble? I just passed by here by accident, and then my aunt attacked me. I had no choice but to teach his children a lesson. Of course Luo Cheng wouldn't admit it. Sengoku didn't take Luo Cheng's words to heart either. He knows Luo Cheng's character very well. This is definitely Luo Cheng's intention. No matter how much you go to meet Garp now, Kaido also set off. His goal is probably to seek revenge for you. Sengoku didn't want to talk too much, and first tried to find a way to get Kaido and Auntie. What? Kaido stepped in too. Luo Cheng was quite surprised. But it quickly became clear that Kaido did this for revenge. He was also blackmailed by Luo Cheng last time. But it's okay, it's just a Kaido of the beasts, it's nothing at all. Give me a chance to kill Kaido in seconds. Luo Cheng completely ignored Kaido. Sengoku's face darkened. This was the 4 emperors Kaido of the beasts. Luo Cheng didn't take it seriously. How arrogant. I don't care so much. Go back to me now, and make sure to suppress Kaido and the others. Wait. I don't need to go back. I go to Wano, grab Kaido's men, and I'm near here now. Luo Cheng is indeed close to Kaido's site. At this time, it may not be too late to go back, but if you want to catch Kaido's men, you can still do it. Sengoku thought about it. The idea was good. Maybe Luo Cheng really didn't have time to come back. Might as well let Luo Cheng raid Kaido base camp. Okay. Then, the raid on Kaido's base camp will be handed over to you. You must take down Kaido's men as soon as possible and threaten Kaido to go back. After Luo Cheng hung up the phone, he turned to look at the pirates beside him. What to see? Go to Wano. These pirates are about to cry. Luo Cheng is really scary enough. He just went to trouble with Ant, and now he goes to trouble with Kaido. But can you not put them on it? They didn't have the guts to fight Kaido, but they couldn't refuse Luo Cheng, and finally had to agree to Luo Cheng. A few days later, Luo Cheng came to Wano under the escort of these pirates. There are pirates coming, everyone is ready, you can start. The folks at Beast's Pirates are all excited. In their opinion, the pirate ship that Luo Cheng was on was the one who came to give them heads and let them have fun. Too bad they didn't see Luo Cheng. If I saw Luo Cheng, I would be so calm, I would be shocked by Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng also heard the voices of these pirates. The corners of his mouth rose slightly, and there was a sly look on his face. Finally here again. This time, he will not only teach the Beast's Pirates a lesson, but also loot the entire Wano. You guys, come to me, the whole army will attack. Luo Cheng pulled out the Tiankong cloud sword. All the pirates' faces turned black. They are the pirates, Luo Cheng is the marine. Why do you think Luo Cheng is a pirate? Can you not do what pirates do, and don't rob them of their professional jobs? Although he was shouting in his heart, he still took out his weapon and was ready to strike at any time. The ships approached soon, and the two sides engaged in an artillery battle. Under the weak control of the Luo Cheng storm, all the shells just passed by the pirate ship. Rumbling. With a loud bang, the pirate ship crashed into the port. Everyone come together. Luo Cheng jumped out first. Just after landing, everyone in Beast's Pirates was stunned. Who did they see? Luo Cheng, the monster who easily defeated 2 and 3 disasters and was able to fight against Kaido. Why Luo Cheng is here, and also with the pirates. The current Marines don't talk about martial arts, and are secretly hiding among the pirates, not letting them know. It's abominable. Members of the Beast's Pirates yelled at the venue. Everyone, run, this is the Marine. Run, it will be too late if you don't run. A pirate reacted and ran away quickly. Needless to say, the other pirates were also afraid of being chased by Luo Cheng and ran very fast. Those pirates kidnapped by Luo Cheng were stunned. What the hell did Luo Cheng do to make these pirates so scared? Running really fast. It must be Luo Cheng being too ruthless. Run. Did you run? He. Luo Cheng had a grim smile on his face. But just after speaking, Luo Cheng suddenly reacted and looked at the pirates around him. The way I laughed just now, did I look like a bad guy? My lord, it's more like when you're not smiling. A pirate said impatiently. The expressions of the other pirates all changed. Even if you want to flatter, you have to be a little more careful. Do you think you are flattering? The pirate also responded. Sir, listen to my explanation, Luo Cheng didn't give the pirate a chance to speak, and slapped the pirate directly, and quickly knocked the pirate unconscious. Che. How can a handsome person like me be a bad person? Those who tell lies should be applauded. The other pirates took pity on this man. This is called flattering to the horse's leg. But forget it, nothing to do with them. Kill. Luo Cheng was chasing after him, and the pirates of Beast's Pirates were running ahead. The reason why they didn't catch up with these pirates was to see where these pirates were escaping. Maybe they happened to encounter 3 disasters. That way he won't have to waste time. On the other side, Fire Ember and Jack and Quinn were eating, and all 3 were very happy. Kaido and Big Mom are about to take action against Marine. They had long been unhappy with Marine, and even fantasized about Marine being taught a lesson. Little did they know that Luo Cheng was already approaching secretly. Suddenly, a group of pirates rushed in. Big Brother Jin, Big Brother Quinn, it's not good, someone came in. What are you afraid of? At best, there are some pirates, and now they are wiped out. Huo Jin snorted coldly, completely ignoring the people outside. The 4 emperors definitely couldn't do it. Marine is in trouble himself now, and he can only imagine what kind of powerful enemies there will be. No, it's Marine, the Marine from before. The faces of several pirates were a little flustered. Fire Ember's Jack and the others also changed their expressions. The previous Marine, could it be Luo Cheng? Thinking of Luo Cheng's horror, Huo Jin and Jack couldn't help shivering, and a chill emerged in their hearts. Why did Luo Cheng come? Just then, Luo Cheng walked in from outside. As soon as they came in, they saw the 3 of them, Huo Jin and Jack, with a smile on their faces. Luckily, I encountered 3 trump cards all at once. Taking these 3 down, Kaido had to leave too. Huo Jin looked at Luo Cheng who was in front of him, and couldn't help shivering, remembering the fear of being dominated by Luo Cheng. Jack's body also trembled. He also recalled the scene where he was hanged and beaten by Luo Cheng before. It was so terrifying. Why did Luo Cheng come again? Both were shivering. Although Quinn didn't speak, he also knew how powerful Huo Jin and Jack were, and they could be easily crushed by Luo Cheng, showing Luo Cheng's strength. It's over, begging for death. Jin, let's go on a date, bah, I remembered, we seem to have something to do, why don't we leave quickly? Jack spoke suddenly. If you can't beat Luo Cheng, you can only run away. I also think you're right, I still have things to do, so I'll leave for now. Fire Ember turned around and prepared to leave. Quinn looked dumbfounded. Did you just run away? Although I know Luo Cheng is very powerful, but there is no need to run like this, right? Forget it. Since Huo Jin and Jack are going to run away, then they won't say anything more, and they should run away as soon as possible. Jack, Jin, wait a minute, I also have something to do, let's go together. Anyway, Huo Jin and Jack were stunned by Luo Cheng. The 2 didn't want to fight with Luo Cheng, so naturally they should run faster. Quinn couldn't beat Luo Cheng, so naturally he had to run away. Luo Cheng was stunned when he saw the 3 disasters that just escaped, and he didn't react for a while. This is the famous 3 disasters. Hey, there are 3 of you anyway, won't you stay and play with me? Luo Cheng quickly followed behind. Because the speed was too fast, even if Huo Jin and the others ran first, Luo Cheng appeared behind several people and could approach at any time. Huo Jin looked at Luo Cheng who was behind him, his face changed completely, and he was a little nervous. Shouldn't Luo Cheng be overtaken by him? Thinking of Luo Cheng's strength, Huo Jin shivered again and shivered in his heart. So scary. Jack also cursed inwardly. If you can't beat Luo Cheng, of course you have to run. If you don't run fast, Luo Cheng will catch up. Also running, since you want to run, let's play with you. Luo Cheng suddenly rushed forward, grabbed Jack, who was running away, and pulled him gently. Jack was completely unable to fight back, was pulled to the ground by Luo Cheng, and fell heavily on the ground. A lot of smoke and dust came out. Fire Ember and Quinn stopped at the same time. Damn. Let's go together. I don't believe how powerful this guy is. It's a big deal that two people nod together. Yes, there is absolutely no need to be afraid. Fire Ember and Quinn mustered their courage. Although Luo Cheng's strength is indeed strong pervert, but they have two people, they are confident that they can fight Luo Cheng. Don't be too arrogant, Marine. This is our beast's pirates' territory. Quinn took the lead in transforming into a huge swollen head dragon, and that huge body stared at Luo Cheng. Fire Jin also took out his weapon. His body was blazing, staring at Luo Cheng, ready to fight at any time. Luo Cheng was delighted, picked up Jack, and gently threw it aside. Come on. I'll fight with you. You don't resist. I'm not happy at all. Only when you resist, I feel happy. Stop looking down on people. I'm Quinn, a member of the Beast's Pirates. Quinn jumped into the sky, and then used the huge momentum that fell from the sky to hit Luo Cheng fiercely, trying to use this force to completely crush Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng sneered, with disdain in his eyes. His physique has been strengthened again, and it is definitely not something Quinn can resist. Huo Jin was also watching. As long as he seized the opportunity, he would give Luo Cheng a ruthless move. Even Jack was ready. 3 disasters, against Luo Cheng at the same time. Rumbling. Quinn fell from the sky. Luo Cheng raised his hands and placed them in the sky, blocking Quinn's falling power. Huo Jin thought he had seized the opportunity, and immediately rushed to Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng, you have caught your weakness, and you are sure to lose. Huo Jin felt that he had caught Luo Cheng's weakness, so he rushed over. Jack on the side saw this rare opportunity and naturally refused to miss it. In midair, Quinn thought that his overwhelming momentum of Mount Tai was useful, and he was very proud. Marine, you think you are very powerful, but as long as you are pressed by me, you will not be able to retreat in a short time. Enough for the two of them to defeat you. Luo Cheng sneered, while peeking at the side. Huo Jin and Jack were already close. Ordinary people, even Marine Admiral, will definitely be finished in the face of the fire in the 3 of them. But is Luo Cheng an ordinary person? Luo Cheng clenched his hand suddenly, his fingers were about to pinch into Quinn's flesh. Quinn was clearly in pain, but he still gnashed his teeth. As long as he could defeat Luo Cheng, everything was worth it. But in the next second, Luo Cheng suddenly and fiercely threw Quinn out, and the direction he threw it was just the fire ember. Huo Jin just rushed towards Luo Cheng, who would have thought that Luo Cheng was so powerful and Quinn's huge body could easily be thrown out. Because of this, Huo Jin didn't react, and was knocked down by Quinn's huge body. Not good. Huo Jin's face changed instantly. Quinn's size was too large, and with the impact of Luo Cheng's throw, even he couldn't handle it. The current fire is very regretful. It's a pity that it was too late to regret. That vast power made the fire embers fly upside down and tumbled on the ground. Just after falling to the ground, before he could recover, Quinn's huge body smashed onto Huo Jin's body, causing Huo Jin to be dizzy. Huo Jin scolded in his heart. How could he be so unlucky, and was smashed by Quinn again. Moreover, the size of Quinn Pachycephalosaurus was too large, more than 10 tons, and he felt that his stomach was constantly rolling. After Luo Cheng got these 2 people, he turned to look at Jack in the distance. Jack had just rushed in front of Luo Cheng, holding a mammoth blade in his hand, and before he could chop it down, he saw Luo Cheng taking control of Ember and Quinn. And the action is so cool. What? Are you going to do something to me too? Luo Cheng looked at the coldly glittering knife in Jack's hand and couldn't help joking. Jack's body trembled. Too horrible. Quinn's huge volume was thrown out, and it looked so easy that the fire embers were also thrown down. When did Luo Cheng become so pervert? Jack immediately withdrew his weapon, hid behind him, and showed a confused expression. What am I doing here this time? Forget it, I still have important things to do, so I'll leave first and see you later. After saying that, Jack turned around and ran away. If you can't beat it, run faster. The other pirates looked dumbfounded. Did you just run away? The famous Jack the Drill actually ran away. Don't run, run with me. Quinn also stood up and ran quickly. Two short legs kept stepping on the ground, making a thumping sound. Regardless of his size, he runs very fast. The fastest is the fire embers, directly transformed into a toothless pterosaur form, just flew out like this. The flight speed is still quite fast. Lord 3 disasters, they all ran away. All the pirates were shocked. It is hard to imagine that several top officials of a top 4 emperor's pirate group actually ran away like this. And it seems to be beaten by Luo Cheng. Really, I just ran away like this, and it seems that I look down on me. Luo Cheng looked at the 3 people, and finally set his sights on Huo Jin. This guy can fly, take this guy first. As for Quinn and Jack, we'll talk about it later. Luo Cheng stepped on the ground hard, and a huge deep pit appeared on the ground, and the whole person flew out like a cannonball. There was a cloud of white air around him. There was also a loud voice. This is Luo Cheng's speed too fast, causing a sonic boom. In the sky, the fire embers flew even faster. Suddenly, a huge storm blew over, hitting the fire embers fiercely. In the storm, there was even a trace of thunder. The thunder hit Huo Jin's body, causing Huo Jin's body to be somewhat paralyzed, and he paused subconsciously. It was such a short pause. Luo Cheng appeared beside Huo Jin and stretched out a hand. Greater than meaning, you can't run away. The fire embers were about to cry. Especially seeing Luo Cheng's smile, I always feel that this smile is evil. How could he be so unlucky? Luo Cheng was the first person to target him. Luo Cheng grabbed the fire ember and threw it to the ground fiercely. At the same time, a spiral-shaped storm appeared, hitting the fire ember's body like this. Huo Jin only felt that his body was tumbling for a while, and Chunin couldn't stop gushing out a mouthful of blood, but he swallowed it at a critical moment. Rumbling. An earth-shattering sound resounded through the sky. The earth shook for a moment, and suddenly an incomparably huge crater appeared, and the smoke and dust filled the sky, covering the sky. Both Jack and Quinn could feel the sound, their faces changed, and they felt sorry for the fire. This guy was too unlucky to be targeted by Luo Cheng. After Luo Cheng knocked down the fire ember, he glanced at the people around him, then grabbed the fire ember and threw it out like a ball. A cracking sound rang out. Jack suddenly felt an uneasy feeling in his heart. He turned his head and saw a dark shadow flying over. It looks like a fire ember. Jack's face changed instantly. Just as Jack was about to resist, Huo Jin's body hit Jack, knocking Jack into the air. Fire ember flew out with Jack, and then knocked over Quinn's body. Quinn, in the form of a swollen head dragon, even though he was huge, seemed to have 2 legs that were too short, and his legs were unstable. Then the 3 of them fled together in the distance, leaving a deep drag mark on the ground. The pirates all widened their eyes. This battle is over too soon. Hurry up and inform Boss Kaido, let him come back quickly, the 3 adults are not opponents. Some pirates only reacted at this time, and Kaido should be notified as soon as possible now. They are definitely not Luo Cheng's opponents. If Kaido doesn't get back soon, they can expect that the 3 of them will surely be captured by the fire. By then they too were out of luck. New world, above a sea. Pirates and Marine meet. Marine's side is naturally the 3 Admiral led by Garp, and the pirate side is Big Mom and Kaido. This is arguably the strongest lineup of the year. Neither summit war is this big. Kaido, I didn't expect you to come and help me this time. The ant smiled and was very happy. Otherwise, she will attack Marine base alone, and the losses will be very heavy. HMPH, I didn't help you, I just did what I wanted to do. Kaido snorted coldly. He really didn't plan to help Andy, he was just upset and wanted to vent. Coupled with Luo Cheng's troubles with him, he naturally wanted to vent his anger at Marine. Marine still had a headache looking at Kaido and Ant in front of him. After all, the lineup is too strong. Fortunately, Kaido came alone. If he brought a few cadres with him, he would have to ask the world government to help. Kaido, are you sure you want to help too? Garp snorted coldly. If Kaido really wants to do it, there is no way, he can only fight against the 2 strong. Garp, don't talk nonsense, I must teach you a lesson today and let you know how good I am. Kaido directly picked up the mace and was ready to do it. Blue. But just then, the phone rang. Excuse me, wait for me to answer the phone. Kaido didn't feel ashamed, picked up the phone bug, and just answered it. Lord Kaido, it's not good, the Marine fought again last time, and the 3 of them are not opponents, Lord Jin. The pirate's voice was a little flustered. Kaido was silent. It's too abominable, it's really a beast. He was coming to deal with Marine, the bastard Luo Cheng directly hit his territory, and even Huo Jin and the others were no match. The ant next to me was also speechless. He was ready to fight alongside Kaido, but something happened to Kaido's house. And now it seems that Kaido is impossible to help her. Fortunately, the opposite camp was not very strong, so she just came over to vent her anger, and then retreated. That bastard Luo Cheng, if you don't talk about martial arts, I will definitely hack this bastard to death. Kaido cursed, then turned and flew away. As for Auntie and Garp, they have nothing to do with him anymore, their own family is more important. Otherwise, Huo Jin and the others were defeated by Luo Cheng, or his army of capable people suffered heavy losses, and there was no place to cry. Garp couldn't help laughing. Ha ha ha. Without Kaido, you're alone, Auntie, you're not my opponent. If you're not, you should go. Garp, I'm so sorry, I'm not afraid of you, today you Marine, I've made up my mind. The ant stretched out a hand, and a flame burst out from the palm of her hand. Garp also picked up his sleeves and twisted his neck, ready to act. The battle between the two sides is imminent. On the other side, Wano-kuni. All three of Huo Jin are quite powerful, but unfortunately they are not Luo Cheng's opponents at all, they were easily defeated by Luo Cheng. The three of them just lay on the ground. Huo Jin's expression was a little disintegrated. It was completely unimaginable that Luo Cheng's strength was so pervert. And don't let other people get mixed up, and they are three of them together. As for the other pirates, they all knelt on both sides without saying a word, and no one dared to stand up. Because those who stood up have been blown away by the storm, the rest of the people naturally dare not resist. Luo Cheng sat beside these people with a playful smile on his face. Now, take me to meet Kurozumi Orochi. Huo Jin snorted coldly, turned his head, and had absolutely no intention of talking to Luo Cheng. Jack and Quinn looked pretty hockey too. Facing the three people who ignored him, Luo Cheng sneered, then stretched out a hand and squeezed it lightly. If you don't obey, it will be wiped out. Huo Jin's face changed, he didn't want to die now. Jack's expression was also pale. Quinn stood up suddenly. I happen to be looking for Kurozumi Orochi about something. Then I'll go with you. Fire Ember and Jack followed. As long as you can live, even if you linger, you must continue to live. Luo Cheng's face was contemptuous, but he actually accepted it. But this is also good, there is no need for him to continue to waste time training these three people. A group of many people quickly got the residence of Kurozumi Orochi. Kurozumi Orochi also knew the news that Huo Jin and several people had been defeated, and came to greet him at the first time. After all, it is impossible to run away. Sir, do you have anything to do? Kurozumi Orochi had a flattering expression on his face. Being able to defeat Huo Jin and the three of them is absolutely powerful, and it is not something he can offend anyway. Fire Ember gave Kurozumi a look at Orochi with special contempt, and the other two were also vicious. What are you looking at? I didn't see Kurozumi being so servile, just to save the three of you. All of them are trash, even I can't beat them. Luo Cheng stared like this, and a few people immediately lowered their heads, anyway, a few of them were conceited. Who let them beat Luo Cheng? I heard that you were also Kaido's partner, so you can redeem these people with money, otherwise, I will have to kill them all. Then take their heads and find someone to exchange the bounty with Marine, first think Marine will definitely be happy. Luo Cheng is already a blatant threat. Fire and Ember looked at Kurozumi Orochi at the same time. The meaning is obvious. Don't blame them for being rude if you don't hand over your money. Seriously, Kurozumi still wanted to see the fire and them die, but he also understood that when the fire was dead, he was finished. Kaido certainly won't let him go. I see, I'm going to prepare for now. Kurozumi Orochi was a little distressed. The three pirates are all top pirates, and the three who want to redeem will definitely need a lot of money. Even Huo Jin felt that his bounty was too high. Half an hour later, Kurozumi placed a lot of money in front of the big snake. Luo Cheng's eyes lit up when he saw the money, there were billions of Baileys. It was the first time I found these people so rich. Coupled with the previous looting of the Big Mom pirates, I also got a lot of Bailey. After a few more robberies, he was full of wings again. By the way, this is just the Kurozumi Orochi. And Kaido of the Beasts is also very rich. Maybe you can loot a little more to make up 10 billion Baileys, after all, the white beast Kaido is about to be dealt with. After half a day, the three people Huo Jin and Kurozumi were about to cry without tears, and some didn't want to talk anymore. Because just now, Luo Cheng violently robbed them in order to collect 10 billion Bailey in exchange for a little wealth point. The entire Wano-kuni aristocracy, plus Huo Jin's several collections, were looted by Luo Cheng. As for resistance, no one dared to think about it. Because the nobles and big businessmen of Wano-kuni next to him have already been abused by Luo Cheng, and they are no longer in human form. They dare not challenge Luo Cheng's bottom line. Luo Cheng looked at the glittering gold and silver jewelry in front of him, and was very excited, even a little excited. In addition to the previous robbery of Auntie, I finally collected 10 billion Baileys, and I can finally make a good sum of money. System. Exchange all of them for attribute points for me. Luo Cheng said impatiently. All the gold and silver jewels are gone. Huo Jin and the others were dumbfounded and rubbed their eyes. Jin. Did I read it wrong? These gold and silver jewels have disappeared. Quinn couldn't help but ask. Huo Jin didn't speak, but it could be seen that Luo Cheng was really mysterious and definitely not an ordinary person. In the future, you should be more careful. Several other people were equally stunned, but didn't say much. Luo Cheng's attention is entirely on the system side. System. Strengthen my physique. Ding dong, the second time to strengthen the body, you need 2 wealth points, and the wealth points are not enough. What? Not enough wealth points? Luo Cheng was a little confused. He didn't expect to need 2 wealth points. However, it is not too entangled. It is estimated that the stronger it is, so the more it is needed. Since it's not enough, we can only strengthen others. Luo Cheng took a look at the storm fruit and thunder breathing technique. These two are relatively good, and only one can be strengthened. Too bad both are pretty good. Faced with 2 choices, Luo Cheng was a little confused. Storm fruit or thunder breathing? Huo Jin glanced at Luo Cheng, who was thinking, and felt a little anxious in his heart. Maybe take this opportunity to sneak attack Luo Cheng, and then run away quickly. Quinn on the side also had ideas. The two of them glanced at Jack at the same time, and Jack instantly understood that he might be able to sneak up on Luo Cheng. You guys, what are your thoughts? Could it be that you want to attack me? Luo Cheng said abruptly. Fire Ember was sweating profusely. Quinn and Jack also lowered their heads, embarrassed to continue looking at Luo Cheng. The two were afraid of being taught by Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng raised his head and gave the 3 of them a look. Remember, don't think about any conspiracy, or don't blame me for being rude. The 3 of them nodded at the same time, and they all agreed. Luo Cheng didn't think about it anymore, and quickly made a decision between the storm fruit and the thunder breathing method. System. Strengthen the storm fruit for me. After all, the storm fruit was the first to obtain. Luo Cheng also used the storm fruit frequently. As for the thunder breathing technique, wait until the next enhancement. Ding dong, congratulations to host. The fruit of the storm has successfully awakened, gaining special abilities and sharpness bonuses. As soon as the system's voice fell, a huge storm suddenly appeared in the originally calm sky, covering the entire island. There was a huge whistling sound in the sky. Such a loud storm naturally attracted the attention of Fire Smoke and others. Several people were very curious about what kind of neurosis Luo Cheng was having. It hurts so much, this storm is much better than the striker. Jack suddenly felt a little tingling. Others also noticed at this time that this storm was a little different from the others. Not only is it more intense than before, but it also stings a little, as if one blade after another is scraping on his body. They all felt a little uncomfortable. Luo Cheng opened his eyes and felt it carefully. The power of the current storm fruit is stronger than before, and the destructive power is even more amazing. Where the ground passes, there are ravines. All were cut by the storm. Luo Cheng's eyes filled with strength. The power of this storm, it is estimated that even the Admiral or the 4 Emperors would not dare to bear it head-on. At least the body can't handle it, unless the body is covered with haki. That's because haki covers the body, and it is also physically exhausting, and it is not suitable for protracted battles. Luo Cheng has become more and more powerful. Tisk tisk tisk. This is the power of the awakening of the storm fruit. It's so perfect that it makes people addicted. Storm fruit awakens. Fire Ember's Jack and the others looked at each other in dismay. They also didn't expect Luo Cheng's fruit to awaken, which is so unreasonable. This kind of scum actually awakened devil fruit. People as good as them have not awakened devil fruit until now, which is so unreasonable. But don't say it, I'm really jealous. Luo Cheng suddenly turned his head and looked at everyone present, with a very charming smile on his face. My fruit has awakened and has become stronger again. Now I need an opponent. Are any of you willing to dedicate yourself? Huo Jin and others took a step back at the same time. They are not stupid, of course they will not dedicate themselves, and only fools will dedicate themselves. And a fight with Luo Cheng must be particularly miserable. They can even predict the tragic future of, and they will definitely be miserable. I think Kurozumi is a better fit, Jack said suddenly. Fire Ember and Quinn's eyes lit up. That's right, the Kurozumi Orochi got their shelter, and this is what qualified to be the general of Wano Kuni. Then Kurozumi Orochi should also dedicate himself. Kurozumi Orochi saw so many people looking at him and wanted to cry without tears. Even Huo Jin and the others are not Luo Cheng's opponents, so how could he beat Luo Cheng? This is pure bullying. Kurozumi Orochi was about to say something, but Huo Jin suddenly gave him a look and gave him a special warning. Seeing this look, Kurozumi Orochi was helpless. There seems to be only a compromise, who made him have no place in this pirate group at all. Okay, now that you've made your decision, let's do it. Jack, you come to be my training object, aren't you known as the Iron Head King? It should be quite powerful, let's have a good fight. Luo Cheng suddenly turned to look at Jack. Jack was stunned and didn't react. Why choose him? Shouldn't it be the Kurozumi Orochi? Or that he heard it wrong? Yep, most likely heard it wrong. You must be wrong? You want to fight Kurozumi Orochi? Jack couldn't help but say something. Huojin and Quinn looked at Jack silently. Luo Cheng also had a weird smile on his face. Jack noticed everyone's expressions, and he didn't know that Luo Cheng chose him, and his face changed. A fight with Luo Cheng would be a total kill. He definitely couldn't beat Luo Cheng anyway. I don't fight, I will never fight you, I'm a good person. Jack refused without hesitation. Huojin and Quinn were also quite confused. When will Jack do this? The smile on Luo Cheng's face was particularly bright. Sorry, you are no longer qualified to refuse. After speaking, Luo Cheng just rushed out. Jack couldn't take care of it anymore, and stood up immediately, ready to resist. But as soon as he stood up, before he had time to make a move, Luo Cheng rushed in front of Jack and raised one foot. A burst of sound came. Jack's face instantly turned pale. So fast, he didn't even react. Luo Cheng was already approaching. Luo Cheng sneered and put a hand on Jack's head, pressing it hard on the ground. With a loud bang, a big hole was smashed into the ground. Jack was smashed and dizzy. Luo Cheng waved his hand gently, and a hurricane blew, which lifted Jack up. The strong hurricane kept tearing Jack's body. Jack felt very painful, couldn't help screaming, and rolled on the ground. Just accidentally, the body was blown by the storm. The awakened storm fruit is particularly powerful. Luo Cheng's eyes also lit up. I didn't expect that after the awakening of the storm fruit, the power would become so powerful. It seems that I can work hard in the future. Huo Jin and Quinn couldn't help shivering when they looked at Jack, who was so miserable. It was terrible. I didn't expect Luo Cheng to be so cruel. But don't say, Luo Cheng's storm fruit is really powerful. Even Jack can't hold it, and they probably can't hold it either. Although there is an element of Jack's carelessness. Come on. Let's have a good time, don't worry, I will definitely be very gentle. Luo Cheng's smile is evil. Jack kept backing away, looking frightened, with a weird expression on his face. Anyway, Fire Ember felt something was wrong. Quinn, do you think the expressions of these two are very strange? Quinn also nodded. It always feels like a certain boy is bullying a certain girl. But when the two thought that one was Luo Cheng and the other was Jack, they couldn't help shivering. It's terrifying. Luo Cheng grabbed Jack and kept using the storm fruit, blowing Jack around and flying around in the sky. Woo. After teaching like this for a while, Luo Cheng suddenly stopped because he found that Jack seemed to be crying. He actually made Jack the Drill cry. This is Jack the Drill, famous. Just got beaten up and cried. Don't even have a face. The Fire Embers were also completely stunned. Is Jack crying? Quinn nodded, then indignantly. Jack was just embarrassed. He actually cried and was thrown into the face of our three disasters. The Kurozumi snake next to him rolled his eyes. Dare Ching is not Huo Jin, and the two of them were beaten. If these two people were beaten, they might be beaten and cry by Luo Cheng. Forget it. I'm very happy today. I won't beat you. Let your little brother prepare me a meal. I'm hungry. Luo Cheng finally gave up. Jack is so pitiful that he can't bear it anymore. He wouldn't admit that he was hungry anyway. Jack was very excited. Although he fell to the ground, he got up immediately. What are you looking at? Don't hurry up and prepare dinner for this lord, hurry up. Fire Ember. Quinn. Luo Cheng was also quite speechless. Is this still the legendary ship King Jack? It's not all that Jack is particularly stubborn, and he doesn't take anyone seriously. When will he admit it? Fire Ember and Quinn are also particularly despised. But thinking of Luo Cheng's pervert, they didn't say much. After all, Luo Cheng was really ruthless just now. Soon, the pirates prepared a sumptuous dinner. Luo Cheng glanced at the fragrant dinner. I think my treatment may be better than Kaido, or you can F*K with me. It's just that there may be no salary, no room and board. Huo Jin and several people rolled their eyes at the same time. It is absolutely impossible to let them hang out with him without food, accommodation or wages. At this moment, a figure came slowly from a distance. The man was wearing a sleeveless kimono, with clogs on his feet, a mask on his face, and a mace on his back. When Huo Jin and the others saw this person, their expressions changed completely. Luo Chang also saw this man, and the corner of his mouth raised slightly. He knew this woman. The daughter of Kaido of the Beasts, she is also a pretty girl with good looks. The most important is Kaido's daughter. Kaido is so arrogant, should he take his daughter, the beauty can't let go. Huo Jin and Jack felt a little bad in their hearts. If Yamato gets caught, it's over. They didn't want Yamato to be caught. Yamato didn't know what was going on here, so he just walked up to Luo Chang in front of him. Who is he? Why are you so respectful to him? Is that guy a new recruit? The expressions of Huo Jin and Jack were ugly. Being loyal to Kaido, they also know Yamato's true identity. They are helpless. Why didn't Yamato appear earlier and didn't appear later? It happened after they were captured. Can't just find a place to stay for a while and wait until Kaido comes back. Who are you? Yamato walked directly in front of Luo Chang. There was a quick storm in Luo Chang's mind, and he quickly made a decision. It's that guy Kaido who brought me here and said that there is a very beautiful girl who wants to marry me and let me be where he is. Actually, I didn't want to agree, but Kaido kidnapped me forcibly, and I can't help it. Why don't you take me away now? Luo Chang pretended to be very pitiful. Yamato's expression changed instantly. She is Kaido's daughter. What does Kaido mean? Do you want to marry her off Yun? The faces of Huo Jin, Jack and others were also strange. What does Luo Chang mean? Fire Ember and Jack are both alert. The two always felt that Luo Chang had some intrigue, and maybe he had some thoughts on Kaido's daughter. If they did, they would not be able to help Luo Chang together. Come on. Don't worry about it so much, let's eat a little more today. Luo Chang was very kind. Yamato didn't hesitate and sat in front of Luo Chang. Fire and Ember were watching from a distance, not saying a word or saying a word. Nor are they qualified to speak. Luo Chang was about to eat when he suddenly saw the fire next to them, and felt a little unhappy. You guys, you can go, just disappear from me now. Fire Ember's face darkened as he waited. It came and went when it was called. Treat them as someone. But don't say, do you want to leave now? If it was normal, Luo Chang said these words, they must have left happily. But now that Yamato is here, they must stay, at least to protect Yamato, and definitely not let Yamato get hurt. Several people looked at each other and quickly made a decision. Sir, we have decided to stay and take care of you. Yes, let us take care of you. Yamato was full of curiosity about the. What kind of identity does Luo Chang have to make Huo Jin and the others attach so much importance? And looking at Huo Jin and their expressions, they seemed a little scared. Luo Chang's face became ugly. He was planning to do something to Yamato, and the Fire Embers and the others stayed. How should he do it? Could it be live streamed? It looks like you don't plan to leave, and in that case, don't ever leave. Luo Chang stretched out a hand and clenched it into a fist. Huo Jin's face instantly turned extremely pale, Jack was shaking, and Quinn remembered the previous fear. It seems that Luo Chang cannot be offended. I still have something to do, so I'll go first. Jack was the first to run. Fire Ember turned and flew away. Yamato looked bewildered. Why are these three people different today than before? Also, what kind of person is Luo Chang, who can make them afraid of the fire? Could it be true as Luo Chang said? Kaido is going to marry her to Luo Chang. If you think about it, it's really possible. But in any case, it is absolutely impossible for her to marry Luo Chang. Come on. Don't worry about the chops. Let's continue to eat. I'll treat you today, I must eat more. Luo Chang said politely. Yamato did not speak, and continued to start eating. The two of them started eating like this, and they quickly ate up a lot of barbecued meat. After eating, Yamato leaned back and looked at Luo Chang curiously. Who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Marine. Luo Chang didn't hide it. Cough cough cough. Yamato coughed lightly, almost choking to death, and at the same time, his face was full of surprise, and his eyes were full of wonder. What did she hear? Luo Chang is actually from Marine. A Marine, in the Beast's Pirates territory, dare to be so arrogant. You really are from Marine? Yamato couldn't help but ask again. Yes, you can take a look. Luo Chang didn't hide it at all, he pulled open the clothes inside, revealing his Marine uniform. Yamato was stunned for a moment, but reacted quickly. I see, you must be Marine's undercover agent that Kaido has placed. Luo Chang was speechless. It's all about what? He was just talking about it casually, and Yamato was actually involved in the undercover side. But it doesn't matter, it's getting dark soon and he can take Yamato too. Thinking about it now, I am still very excited. Yamato didn't know Luo Chang's thoughts, although he was talking with Luo Cheng, he didn't have a good impression of Luo Cheng at all. It's Kaido's person after all, and she hates it. By the way, I have one more important thing to tell you. Come in with me. Luo Cheng beckoned. Yamato frowned slightly, but still followed Luo Cheng and walked into the room together. As soon as he entered the room, Luo Cheng suddenly shot and slapped Yamato on the back of the head, knocking Yamato unconscious. Huo Jin and others were waiting in the distance, but they didn't dare to approach, so they didn't know what happened. Luo Cheng picked up Yamato, put it aside, and pulled off the mask. Sure enough, there was a very beautiful woman under the mask. Tisk tisk tisk. Kaido is such a handsome man with such a beautiful girl. But it doesn't matter, anyway, it's cheaper for me in the end. Kaido, don't blame me for being rude. Luo Cheng slowly took off his coat. As for etiquette and shame, he never took it to heart. Anyway, he was thick-skinned and did a lot of bad things. From Belle Mere at the beginning, plus Celestial Dragons Belle Yade and others, and now Yamato, how perfect life is. The big deal is to do a few more bad things. Luo Cheng snickered. Sure enough, as others have said, he's an evil marine who's out of control for the rest of his life. But forget it, evil is evil. Good people don't live long, but disasters are left for thousands of years. Just let him be a scourge, and many more. Something seems wrong. Luo Cheng realized that he is not a scourge. He is marine. Yamato is a pirate, and as marine, suppressing pirates is a just act. Let him work for justice today. Luo Cheng bent down and pulled Yamato's kimono away. On the other side, Huo Jin and a few people watched from a distance, still a little worried in their hearts. Jack. Why don't you go take a look? Fire Ember suddenly looked at Jack. After all, someone needs to come and see. After all, Yamato's identity is special. If Yamato is really in danger, they still have to help. No, I'm not going. Jack refused without hesitation. He's not a fool either, he can't beat Luo Cheng, so there's no need to go to die. Especially Luo Cheng is very ruthless. Seeing Huo Jin looking at himself, Quinn said quickly without giving Huo Jin a chance to speak. Impossible, and I will never go. Fire Ember was helpless and didn't say anything in the end. And he thought about it. Yamato's strength is not bad. If there is a real fight, he will go over to help, and he will not be out of time. The big deal is to spend a little more money to redeem Yamato. At least in his opinion, Luo Cheng rarely kills people. As long as he has enough money, he can save his life. Too bad they don't know what Luo Cheng is doing now. The next morning, before Luo Cheng woke up, he heard a sound of breaking through the air, hitting Luo Cheng hard. Luo Cheng didn't react at all, and was hit on the ground just like that, with a deep hole in the ground. A strong airflow erupted, and cracks appeared on the surrounding walls, and they continued to spread. Rumbling. One by one the walls collapsed. As expected of Yamato, as Kaido's daughter, her strength is very strong, and she strikes hard, producing such a big shockwave. A few of them were resting in the distance, when they suddenly heard a huge roar, and they were a little anxious and ran over immediately. Yamato must not be in trouble. As soon as a few people came over, they saw Luo Cheng, who was thrown to the ground, and Yamato of Kamui, who was stunned. When was Yamato so great? Yamato wanted to get out of here before, but was easily suppressed by the three of them. Well now, Yamato beat Luo Cheng with ease. He remembered a few of them, but he couldn't even touch Luo Cheng. Maybe it's because their eyes are blurred. How did they know that Luo Cheng fell asleep with Yamato and was attacked by Yamato while he was half asleep, and he was injured? Otherwise Yamato wouldn't even try to take him. Luo Cheng also woke up from his sleep. Yamato was still about to move on. Luo Cheng responded quickly, grabbed Yamato's hand, and pulled it gently. That delicate body just fell into Luo Cheng's arms, feeling Luo Cheng's warmth. Luo Cheng's mouth rose slightly. What? Don't know me so soon. I knew a lot about you yesterday. Yamato was very angry at first, but when he heard Luo Cheng's words, he broke out completely. You bastard, I must kill you. Thunder 8 trigrams. Yamato's body was accompanied by thunder and lightning, and he attacked quickly, but before he got close to Luo Cheng, he was easily dodged by Luo Cheng. Really, can't the two of us get along peacefully? Why do you work so hard? Luo Cheng flickered constantly, with no desperate plan at all. Huo Jin and Jack looked at each other. Should we help? Let's help, in case Kaido-sama knows we're not helping, but we'll do it. Then go together. The three quickly made a decision. They have to do it, otherwise Kaido will know and he will definitely teach them a lesson. Hey, you guys are doing it too, so don't blame me for being rude. Luo Cheng saw the fire and they started, and there was anger in his heart, and he couldn't vent on Yamato, so he could only do it with these three people. Rumbling. A huge tornado suddenly appeared, swallowing the three of Jack in one bite, and then roaring continuously. Luo Cheng rushed into the storm, grabbed Jack and the others, and punched and kicked, beating them fiercely. Ah! The three kept screaming. Because Luo Cheng is too cruel, he has no intention of showing mercy. As for Yamato, such a beautiful big girl, Luo Cheng has done something sorry for her again, so she definitely can't continue to attack her ruthlessly. The fire was about to cry without tears. It's too ruthless, why are you attacking us? Jack and Quinn didn't speak either, but they were very upset. Everyone is human, why are they being targeted? Wait. Luo Cheng, don't fight anymore, why only beat us? Nonsense, other people are cute girls, how could I hit her? Luo Cheng is more powerful. Jack's slap was shot by Luo Cheng, and coupled with the storm, the rotation was even faster. Yamato rushed into the storm and was about to attack Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng was even faster and grabbed Huo Jin's arm tightly and placed it in front of him. Look at my super shield. Yamato slammed the fire on Jin's body with a stick. Fire Ember wants to cry but has no tears, why is he so unlucky? Just when the two sides were fighting fiercely, a huge blue dragon approached from a distance. This Qinglong is of course Kaido, but in half an hour, Kaido arrived at Wano Kuni. As soon as Kaido came over, he saw that Luo Cheng had a 4 against one another, and he did not lose out. A bunch of trash, get out of the way for me. Jia also made Lu dodge. Only Yamato was unhappy, but he was taken by Luo Cheng just by accident. The point is she doesn't know how she feels. You also get out of the way for me. Kaido one tailba swiped at Yamato. For this daughter, Kaido is very unfavorable. Even though she is his daughter, she admires Kazuki Oden very much, which is so annoying. How could Yamato be as fast as Kaido? Although Kaido didn't use much force, Yamato would definitely hurt when he was hit by Justice's tail. Luo Cheng, as Yamato's man, should certainly help Yamato. As for Kaido, he does not recognize Kaido as his father-in-law. Hey, don't be so cruel. Luo Cheng appeared next to Yamato and kicked Kaido hard in the tail. Yamato's pupils shrank. She didn't expect Luo Cheng to help her, she was ready to be kicked out by Kaido. Kaido didn't continue to move, floating in midair, his face was not very good. Marine. Why are you here? Oh, nothing, just come and play. I didn't expect you to have such a beautiful daughter, she is really moist. Luo Cheng couldn't help but say something. Kaido's daughter is really good, he likes Yamato, such a beautiful girl, he is cheap for nothing. Yamato was very angry, raised his hand and it was a thunderous 8 trigrams, but Luo Cheng easily avoided it. Hey, we are husband and wife, how can you do anything to me? Kaido's eyes were full of murderous intent. Marine, what have you done to her? I didn't do anything, but from now on, we may be a family, and I will definitely take care of you in the future. Luo Cheng was all smiles. How could Kaido not know what Luo Cheng meant? Her daughter was actually taken advantage of by Luo Cheng, and even that kind of thing might happen. Fire Embers check and they were also stunned. In just one night, Luo Cheng actually had a relationship with Yamato. They knew that Luo Cheng was the goal last night. They must try their best to stop Luo Cheng. The big deal is that the 4 of them fight against Luo Cheng together. Even if he can't beat Luo Cheng, he can persist until Kaido comes back. Now that it's over, Kaido must be angry. Fire Ember glanced at Kaido secretly. With murderous intent on his face, a strong aura permeated the soldier. Luo Cheng, give me death. Angry Kaido opened the ferocious dragon's mouth, which was a huge flame. The hot flames roared out, forming a spiral fire column, which impacted Luo Cheng. Fire and Ember retreated at the same time, not intending to intervene in the battle between Luo Cheng and Kaido. This is a battle between the two bosses, and there is no need to intervene. Luo Cheng looked at the whistling flames, jumped up, and rushed into the flames with his body accompanied by the storm. The storm was very strong, and all the flames were torn apart by the flames before they approached. Even a huge pillar of fire would also be torn apart. Luo Cheng ran through the flames, rushed in front of Kaido, then stretched out a hand and grabbed towards Kaido. Kaido's pupils shrank, and he didn't expect Luo Cheng to be so powerful. In just a split second, appeared in front of him. Yamato was also surprised. Although she knew Luo Cheng was powerful, she didn't expect Luo Cheng to be so pervert, so she rushed into Kaido's breath. Kaido, you're great, but you're far from it. Luo Cheng approached Kaido, came to Kaido's head, and gently pressed Kaido's head with one hand. A powerful force burst out from Luo Cheng's body, pressing Kaido hard. Kaido felt this power, his body leaned down slightly, and his heart was extremely shocked. He didn't expect Luo Cheng's power to be so powerful that Juzao could already suppress him. Stop joking. I will never lose. Kaido naturally didn't believe that he would lose to Luo Cheng, and let out an angry roar. His huge body twisted constantly, and rammed towards Luo Cheng. Luo Cheng raised his foot and kicked hard. Boom. A bang sounded. Kaido flew out upside down, accompanied by a white air mass. But that strong physique made Luo Cheng also fly backwards, taking more than 10 steps back on the ground, and then he was able to stabilize his body. In terms of power, Luo Cheng is not bad. It's just that Kaido's body is relatively large, and the impact of the collision is also very powerful, causing Luo Cheng to retreat. Kaido-sama, it doesn't seem to be an opponent. A pirate was shocked. He saw Kaido being blasted away. The other pirates actually thought of it, but no one said it, and now someone has pointed it out, and there are some thoughts in their hearts. Tornado. Luo Cheng summoned a tornado and threw it forcefully, and the tornado flew out just like that, causing layers of the ground to rise. Kaido was also affected by the tornado. The huge green dragon was like a small earthworm, struggling in the storm. The sharp storm was constantly cutting Kaido's body like a saw. Fortunately, Kaido is strong in defense, so the storm can only hit Kaido's scales and make a clanging sound. Other than that, it only brought a little pain. Can't do any harm to Kaido. Kaido gritted his teeth, struggled hard, rushed out of the storm, and pulled out the one-tails at Luo Cheng. After all, he was a 4 Emperors level expert, and although he was a little worse than Luo Cheng, he was still not at the level of crushing. So Luo Cheng wasn't too surprised, he just jumped to the side quickly. Kaido's tail hit the ground hard. A huge explosion sounded, and a huge deep pit was smashed into the ground, and the cracks continued to spread. One house after another collapsed. Luo Cheng looked at Kaido's thick tail, jumped up immediately, then ran fast, and in the blink of an eye, came to Kaido's head. Kaido also saw Luo Cheng on his face. The huge dragon eye shrank suddenly, and his heart was still shocked. When did Luo Cheng become so pervert? The last time I fought against Luo Cheng wasn't so strong either. He didn't see him for a short period of time, so he perverted. At the moment Kaido was surprised, Luo Cheng rushed to Kaido's side and kicked down with one foot. The huge body flew out again and slammed into the ground, creating a huge pit. Huo Jin and others were once again surprised. Especially Yamato, his pupils shrank and his heart was shocked. She didn't expect that Luo Cheng would be so perverted that Kaido would be kicked away with one kick. Although he looks down on Kaido, Kaido's strength is unparalleled, far stronger than her. As a result, Luo Cheng was kicked down just like that. This nasty man is so powerful. She wanted revenge, but it seemed impossible. Come on. Let me play with you. Luo Cheng sneered and rushed towards Kaido again. The two sides clashed fiercely, and the battle was very fierce. Kaido is worthy of being the 4 Emperors. Facing Luo Cheng's violent attacks, he is still very powerful. But the people around were completely stunned. It's pervertible that this person can actually fight Kaido-sama. Fire Ember couldn't help but say a word. He really admires Luo Cheng's strength. Jack and Quinn didn't speak, but they also admired Luo Cheng's ability. And it looks like it has the upper hand. Yamato watched silently. She had a hard time accepting that this man who bullied her was so powerful that even Kaido was no match. Kaido also had a headache. One garp in Marine was enough to pervert, and now there is another Luo Cheng. And let them live. Simply rely on Marine. Kaido only thought so in his heart back then, and in terms of fighting, he was still quite desperate. Anyway, Kaido is a deadly play. After a while, Luo Cheng finally suppressed Kaido with his powerful strength. A huge roar sounded. Kaido just fell to the ground and fainted. Huo Jin opened his mouth in surprise. How is this possible? Kaido boss is defeated. Although it was already known that Kaido was at a disadvantage, it was not acceptable for these people to actually see Kaido being defeated. Luo Cheng fell to the ground, looked at Kaido who fainted beside him, and let out a light breath. It really deserves to be Kaido of the beasts. Although I'm stronger now, I didn't expect it to last so long. He also intuitively saw his own strength. Stronger than the 4 Emperors, but not as pervert either. Sure enough, it should be strengthened again. The next target is 20 billion Bailey. By the way, Kaido I took away temporarily, and I will have the opportunity to meet again later. Luo Cheng turned around and left. No one stopped him. Marine base. Garp and Anti fought for a few days, and also repelled the anti-pirates. After that, Garp did not go back and stayed at Marine base, just to prevent anyone from attacking Marine base again. Like Big Mom or Kaido. Besides, they are also waiting for Luo Cheng. On this day, Luo Cheng came back with Kaido, rumbling. Luo Cheng threw Kaido aside. Such a big body slammed on the ground like this, and the ground was shaking slightly. It's Kaido. Here comes Kaido. No, it's not Kaido, it's Lord Luo Cheng Vice Admiral, who brought Kaido back. All the Marines around were envious and admired. Worship Luo Cheng to be able to catch Kaido. This is the Four Emperors Kaido, captured by Luo Cheng. And many more. Luo Cheng can catch Kaido, it doesn't mean that Luo Cheng is stronger than Kaido and has top-notch strength. Garp also rushed out of it. Luo Cheng, you too, since you are back, why bring Kaido back? Anyway, he is not happy. When you catch Kaido, you always catch it wherever you are, and discard. Who makes Kaido so difficult to solve? Luo Cheng had to bring Kaido back. What? Didn't you bring him back? I thought I could catch him for a bounty. Garp's face darkened. This bastard just likes money, he can't get rid of money in his life, is money that good? Not to mention, the money is pretty good. Okay, Luo Cheng, hurry up and throw Kaido out, there's no need to keep this person in the way. Garp didn't want to say more. I see, throw Kaido out. Luo Cheng grabbed Kaido, threw it lightly, and fell into the sea on one side. Damn, don't you understand me? I told you to throw him away, if he wakes up, he will definitely attack Marine Base directly. Che, don't tell me earlier, wait for me, I'll throw him out now. With a wave of Luo Cheng's hand, it was a tornado. The tornado swept Kaido towards the depths of the ocean. Garp's pupils shrank, and his heart was shocked. He found that Luo Cheng's stormfruit is getting more and more skilled, and his strength has become stronger and stronger, even Kaido of the Beasts is no match. Not to mention Luo Cheng is still in Kaido's home base. To be able to defeat Kaido of the Beasts alone, and to come and go in the Beasts' pirates, he has no such ability. Maybe Luo Cheng is already stronger than him. This also means that Marine needs Luo Cheng even more, even though Luo Cheng is often in trouble. A few days later, Kaido returned to base camp. After Garp confirmed that Kaido would go back, he also brought Luo Cheng back with him. Naval Headquarters, Sengoku Office. Marshal Sengoku, why did you call me back again? As soon as Luo Cheng entered the office, he couldn't help complaining, feeling a little helpless. Sengoku's face darkened. He asked Luo Cheng to go to New World to prevent those pirates and to suppress them when necessary, not to ask Luo Cheng to find trouble. Luo Cheng is better. The first thing to do when entering the New World is to trouble the Four Emperors. The first Kaido, the second Whitebeard. This time, he actually broke into the Ant's wedding, robbed the Ant's groom, and attacked the Ant's ship recklessly. It would be fine if Luo Cheng grabbed the bride. A big man actually robbed the groom, so embarrassing. Luo Cheng, you are too embarrassed to say. Why do you want to enter the Ant's wedding? You also stole the Ant's groom. Sengoku said through gritted teeth. If it wasn't because Luo Cheng's strength was too pervert and useful to Marine, he would definitely drive Luo Cheng away. This troublesome Marine can't have it. There's no way, I've heard it for a long time. Ant likes to rob young boys. As a righteous Marine, how can I tolerate this kind of thing happen? Luo Cheng is righteous. All the Marines rolled their eyes. As if in the Marine, there is no real justice. Lazy justice. Unknown justice. Anyway, there is no such a righteous person as Luo Cheng said. Cough cough. Sengoku coughed lightly. Then why are you attacking Big Mom? Isn't this entering the New World? So I had to meet the Four Emperors, or else would I still be qualified to be a Marine in the New World? Luo Cheng made a random excuse. Sengoku's face changed instantly. Wait, you want to meet the Four Emperors, don't you want to go to the red-haired Shanks? The other Marines also turned ugly. Provoking 3-4 Emperors is already terrifying enough. Isn't Luo Cheng going to challenge for the fourth one? This is the enemy of the entire New World. Luo Cheng, don't mess around, the red-haired Shanks are very powerful. Sengoku quickly warned. When you say that, I'm getting more and more interested in redhead Shanks. Luo Cheng touched his chin. The Emperor of the New World, he has seen almost all that is left, the last red-haired Shanks of the Four Emperors is left. Sengoku's face darkened instantly. He found out that he had done something wrong and should not have attracted Luo Cheng's attention. Well now, Luo Cheng is interested in the red-haired Shanks again. If he really wants to break into the red-haired Shanks base camp, he will challenge the entire Four Emperors group. If these Four Emperors are united, they can already imagine what will happen next. Being beaten by the Four Emperors is terrifying. Luo Cheng, I remember that you seem to be from East Blue. Then, East Blue will be handed over to you. You can go to East Blue to be the officer. Sengoku decided to transfer Luo Cheng first and wait until the situation in New World stabilized. Of course Luo Cheng knew the purpose of Sengoku and thought about it carefully. After being out for so long, it was time to go back. Moreover, the protection fee has been confiscated for such a long time, it is time to get back what belongs to you. I understand. I'll go to East Blue. I haven't been back for a long time, and it's time to go back and rest. Luo Cheng didn't mean to refuse at all. Sengoku was stunned. Agreed so soon? Originally he thought he needed to force Luo Cheng to go, but Luo Cheng agreed. But it doesn't matter, Luo Cheng can settle down a bit. Then I'm leaving now, I haven't been back to East Blue for a long time. Luo Cheng left happily. Then I'll go back. Garp was also about to go back, but before he could leave, he was held down by Sengoku. You go to New World for me, and I'm not allowed to go back. Garp Vice Admiral, I'll go first. Luo Cheng laughed triumphantly.